Lights blind, and the noise never fades. Two men step into the fire.
That left hand going.
Darius Fulghum, the undefeated surgeon turned savage. Precise, calculated, dangerous with every move. Bektemir Melikuziev, they call him the bully for a reason. Body snatcher, southpaw wrecking machine with bad intentions. In Las Vegas, where every fight is a gamble, the question isn't who's better, it's who's left standing when the lights go dark. Live on DAZN.
Wow. Right hand. Dropped the good right hand. Boom. And that's it. And it's over.
Golden Boy Fight Night, let's go.
Perfect. He's a power puncher. The kid got dynamite in his hands, and he showed his power.
That quickly, that early. Good stoppage by the referee.
The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready. Make some noise if you
The beautiful Bellagio fountains. About 100 degrees the final weekend of May in Las Vegas. That's where Golden Boy Fight Night is at. The beautiful Las Vegas Strip tonight. We're here to watch some of the Golden Boys' brightest prospects and current stars put on a show. The main event should be a good one. 12-round WBA Super Middleweight Title Eliminator. Undefeated Darius DFG Fulghum from Houston takes on Bek Melikuziev from Uzbekistan. The co-main 10-round fight in the middleweight division. Eric Priest from Kansas City, Kansas, takes on the veteran upset-minded Luis Cuba Arias. Also tonight, a couple of heavyweights in the mix. 2024 Olympian, the Rocket, Joshua Edwards, fresh off his pro debut victory, takes on Alexander Rhodes from South Carolina. Then undefeated heavyweight Post-Pacheco Jr. of Los Angeles takes on former NFL prospect turned boxer Calvin Barnett. They call him Big Savage. But to get things going, 19-year-old hot prospect Caden Griffiths, 4-0 all via KO, takes on the rough Edgar Gutierrez from Yuma, Arizona. That's 6 rounds in the super welterweight division. Virgin Hotel is where we're at inside the theater. It gets rocking and rolling here, but tonight it's all about boxing. And it should be a good one coming your way this Friday night. I'm Beth Duran alongside the Landsley former champ, Sergio Mora. Sergio, a couple years ago, Oscar De La Hoya came up with the idea for Golden Boy Fight Night. He said, look, we got to get our young guys tested and give them exposure. So they're not going to fight Saturdays, Thursdays, Fridays, an opportunity to get some new eyes on them. But you have to perform, but also they're going to match them up tough. If you love that.
I love that because that's what gets them prepared for the big fights. You groom them for greatness. That's the thing about Golden Boy Promotions. They don't pamper their fighters. They don't take care of that undefeated zero. You need to fight for that position. You want that main event slot, you're going to have to bleed for it, you're going to have to fight for it. And a promoter's job is to put butts in seats, but to also get the boxers to a world championship. Hard thing to swallow, but that's the beauty of these events.
You got to perform. You have to shine. And our main event tonight is all about that. It's been a collision course for these two. Let's get going with DFG, Darius Fulghum, the undefeated fighter. What stands out about him to you?
So many things to like about Darius Fulghum. I mean, smart, his character, educated, college man. But look, he's knocking on the door of being a contender. He fights so fluid, so relaxed. That's what makes him a power puncher. It's not that he's really has heavy one-punch power. It's not really that he breaks down fighters in a surgical way. He just real relaxed. It makes him take a good shot, too. Throws with the shot. That whenever you're fighting that fluid, you don't smother your punches. There's a lot to like. And mind you, he's a tall fighter. He has a hard power, good combinations, and the perfect promoter on his side. There's everything to like about Darius Fulghum.
Definitely a step-up fight for DFG, and he's going up against Bek the Bully, trained by Joel Diaz, hard hitter from Uzbekistan. But a few years ago, he got knocked out by Gabe Rosado, and after that, he got 8 wins in a row. It's tough to come back from a loss, but you like the way that his career has been going.
No, I love the fact that he was able to bounce back because that shows character. That shows temperament. I mean, Bek the Bully was accustomed to doing the knocking out. I mean, this is a man that was a silver medalist in the Olympics, but then came up short with Gabe Rosado. What does he do? 5 fights back, gets his revenge, gets his get back. Now he's back, knocking on the door of a world title shot. But that's what made him a bully right there. The body shots from that southpaw stance. He has power in both hands, and you can bet that tonight he's going to be looking for the tall torso of Fulghum because that's what he's going to need to break down DFG. The bully versus DFG, this is exactly what these Golden Boy fight nights are about. It's perfect.
And it's an eliminator, so a lot of the line at 168-pound division. For more on that, the third member of our crew, Brandy Flores.
Both fighters enter tonight with the same goal, to prove that they deserve a shot to compete for a world title, but they are at different points in their career. Bektemir Melikuziev has had this opportunity before in which he suffered his first and only loss of his career. And his team told us during fighter meetings that every single day of camp, they have reminded him of that fact because he cannot squander another chance like this. And in turn, Bek has been super focused. He feels really confident heading into tonight, and he is in peak physical form, determined to not let history repeat itself. Meanwhile, his opponent Darius Fulghum has reached a pinnacle point in his career. He's undefeated, his first real shot at proving that he deserves a shot at a world title fight. Although Darius told us during fighter meetings that he's not letting the moment get any bigger than it is. He said that every time you step into a ring, you put your body on the line, stakes are high no matter what. And so he's treating tonight mentally with the same confidence and poise that he's treated any other fight. So just another day in the office for him, although he knows that a win tonight could be huge for his career, and he's ready to elevate, guys.
You'll be hearing Brandy's reports all night long. 168 pounds is the main event, but that's later on tonight. We have 5 fights coming your way here Friday night in Las Vegas. Let's look at the tail of the tape for our first scrap. Caden Griffiths, the 19-year-old, a little bit taller than Gutierrez. They got the same reach. This fight was originally contracted at 149. Gutierrez came in under. Said I felt good at that weight. All right, let's go to our ring announcer for tonight, the one and only Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, live around the world on DAZN from the fabulous theater here at Virgin Hotels, Las Vegas, Nevada. A very good evening, fight fans, and welcome to an exciting night of world-class professional boxing, all brought to you by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. It is all sponsored by BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. AutoZone, get in the zone with AutoZone. And Riyadh Season. And now, fight fans, we are set to go 6 rounds this schedule in the super welterweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside, Tim Cheatham, Max DeLuca, and David Sutherland. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Alan Huggins. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks trimmed in black. He weighed officially 146 1/2 pounds. In 5 professional fights, his record stands at 3 victories, 2 defeats, 2 wins coming by way of knockout from Yuma, Arizona. Here is Edgar Poderoso Gutierrez. Aimed across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trimmed in silver. He weighed in 149 pounds. In 4 professional fights, this young super welterweight is perfect in the ring. 4 victories, no defeats, all 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the undefeated fighting son of Indio, California. Here is Caden Griffiths.
Okay, gentlemen, you both received your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Anything from here on up is good. From here on up is good. Touch gloves. Let's go.
Alan Huggins, the 3rd man in the ring for tonight's match.
Circus out. Watch the bucket in the corner right there.
And you hear Alan mic'd up.
Get the stuff out the corner.
That's 19-year-old Caden Griffiths. Turned pro last year. And last year at this time, he was in high school. This is Edgar Gutierrez. Cuate!
Look!
So they call me Poderoso, the powerful one. Took this fight last week. Griffiths, a lot of hype behind him. Trained by Joel Antonio Diaz. He gets great work in that Diaz brothers training camp. Primarily sparring partner for Israel Madrimov. I mean, that's great work right there.
That's incredible work right now for a 19-year-old. And Giyasov and Madrimov, all those Uzbek that come with that Olympic pedigree. I mean, that's where you're making your bones in the gym. You know, sparring those great fighters, great boxers.
All 4 of his pro fights had ended via knockout for Caden. Didn't have the big-time amateur background where he was going to those big national tournaments because, as Joel said, he had more of a pro style, so he wasn't getting the wins in the amateurs, but he was training with the Uzbeks, so much so that they took him to Uzbekistan for a couple camps, and he trained with the Uzbek national team out there.
Believe it or not, you know, sometimes too many amateur fights or too many amateur national tournaments and international, that can actually work against a professional style fighter. So I like a little bit of both, but I think Caden Griffith's going to be perfect, man. He's a polished kid, quick feet. He has a nice in and out style. Look at that little foot feint right there. It's educated feet to really land that one punch power, because that's what he has. You know, he can hurt you with one punch, but he puts them in together nicely. Doesn't waste any energy or punches.
I like that term, educated feet.
That's what they are, Beto Duran. Because look, you can have fast feet, you can move them quick, you can have foot feints, you can do them real with speed, but he does it with patience, kind of like a veteran already. So that's what I mean. Like, there's education in the range and breaking down and cutting off the ring.
You know, his 5th pro fight, he's very calm. Nice left hook landed by Gutierrez. But usually the kid in his 5th pro fight, Sergio, is like going 1,000 miles an hour. He's very calm here.
There you go.
And there's that left hook. Staggers the opponent. Wobbly. He stays on his feet.
Just taking his time, looking for the right shot. Doesn't throw away any punches. Just gets in the position to land his power, and one punch is going to get you knocked out like that.
And Caden's last fight, he had a knockout in Cancun that went viral. That was in March.
That was a beautiful knockout. I remember talking to him afterwards, because I didn't hear of Caden Griffiths until then. I didn't see him until then. Now I had to study him. I know this kid's a goods. Look at that combination right there, Beto. That's an unorthodox combination. It's a 2-1. You know, everyone is accustomed to the 1-2, but it takes athleticism and educated feet to come in with a 2 first and then the power shot behind with the jab.
Another vicious left hook.
What a this kid's gonna be special, man. He punches.
It's only been 1 round and you're already saying that, huh?
He punches and dips and he gets an angle and he does it so patiently. I mean, he's way beyond his years with just 4 fights.
Scheduled for 6 rounds. Our opening bout here at Golden Boy Fight Night in Las Vegas. For more on the 19-year-old, let's hear from Brandy Flores.
Yeah, Caden Griffiths was really young, showed up to a local community center in Palm Springs, where he's from, to sign up for soccer practice. And he also saw that they had sign-ups for boxing. So he said, you know what, let's give it a shot. He sparred the very first day, fell in love with the sport so much so that he never looked back, and he never showed up to a single soccer practice that you see here now. The rest is history.
And he was 9 years old at the time. And let's look at the replays from an excellent opening round for Caden Griffiths.
It was a jab that actually rocked him back. And you can see, look at how the knees buckled. The legs gave away with the jab. That's punch position, Beto. That's real power behind that knockout ratio. But the fact it's the range, man, he doesn't get out of position, doesn't fall off balance. That's the move that impressed me so much. Dipping a punch and then coming back with a punch. It's a beautiful thing to watch when it's executed well.
Very calm presence for just being 19 years old. Yesterday during our fighter meetings, Caden was talking about the fights that Gutierrez has had, and he had the breakdown of it. And this was an opponent that was chained for him earlier this week. So I was like, what about the other guy? He's like, I study every single fighter. I go to their box rec. I look at every single video. I want to know everything about them, because I was doing that since amateurs. I always want to try to get a mental edge.
Love hearing that, especially from young fighters like that, because most fighters that I know, including myself, we didn't study our opponents. We didn't study fights. That's our team's job. That's our team's job. Our trainers, you know, they're the ones that research everything, and we just come with the game plan.
Vicious right hand from Griffiths. Wobbles Gutierrez again. Gutierrez winging shots in response.
Griffiths is letting him wing the shots around the gloves, and Griffiths is just looking for the little shots inside with his elbows tucked in. Those are the punches that really hurt.
Gutierrez 3-2. He's been stopped twice, including his last fight. Well, the fight before that, he was knocked out. And then this year, he went 6 rounds in a decision that he lost in April. All his fights in Mexicali.
And all his fights with guys with winning records.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, not only does he come from a tough part of Mexico, Mexicali, but he's fighting winners.
And he's eating some big punches upstairs from the 19-year-old Griffiths.
There's that power jab again from Griffiths. Those are the ones that are rocking and stunning Gutierrez.
Fifth pro fight scheduled for 6. Richie trains with Joel Diaz, also Toño Diaz. Diaz brothers are busy. There's also a DAZN show in Guadalajara, so Toño's out there. Joel's here, and he'll be working the corner of Bek the Bully later on the night.
You can see the difference in jab. Both of them landed jabs, but only one head got rocked back, and that was Gutierrez. Just timing right there, even right there, exchanging hooks. You can see who's the one with the better hook, the better punches, the better technique, and that's Caden Griffiths.
Taking his time is Griffiths. Because Gutierrez just winging the punches. That's dangerous, Sergio, because if he's winging them like that, he's leaving himself exposed, right?
Well, that's what I was talking about in my last comment, where you could see that Gutierrez is putting a lot behind his punches, but they're coming in wide. Griffiths is actually with his elbows in, just tucking in the right shot. Instead of throwing 3 shots, he's throwing one really good one, and that's the one that's really hurting Gutierrez. It's all about technique in professional boxing. Speed comes next, and power comes last. Technique.
Good body shot from Griffiths again.
Oof, good shot.
Rocks Gutierrez. Legs wobbly for the second time in this fight. Overhead right for Griffiths.
I'm going to say it again, Beto. This kid's the goods, man. This kid's the goods. It's a little short shot. Beautiful technique, explosive power, and throws it right with the right punch placement.
And there you see his dad, that big swole guy, bald guy, that's his pops right there.
Pull it back, okay? Take your time. Rub that bag around his chest. Rub that bag around his chest and his back, okay? Hey, it's time to let go of your punches a little more, okay? It's time for you to start picking up, boom, boom, boom. Go to the body and then finish with the, go to the head and then finish with the body. Go to the body and finish up to the head. Understand? Hey, he's not a threat.
Just touching him, looking for the right shot, going around the guard. He's throwing away those shots to land something big, and that's what he was looking for right there, that left hook. He barely missed it, but if he lands shots like that, it's not going to take much. Those shots around the guard, they catch your attention, but it's that left hook right there, perfectly behind the elbow, turned his fist. The punch placement is from a veteran with a kid with only 4 fights. Really nice to watch.
And you hear Joel Diaz saying right now, as you put your punches together, he's not a threat. Go on the body, Griffiths.
Look at those shots. Even with those body shots, he's responsible with his defense. He torques his entire waist, you know, hands up, but it's the technique. If you're letting go the left hand, the right hand's tucking and covering the right side of your face, and vice versa if you're throwing the other punches. He's a beautiful combination puncher, man. I like how polished this kid is.
Body work. The kid who just turned 19 last week. There's something to be said about growing up in a gym as a fighter. But when you're growing up and you're seeing so many different fighters come through as the CompuBucks numbers all on the side of Caden Griffiths. The power shots. Oscar De La Hoya signed him and has been posting about him and said this is the reason we do these Golden Boy fight nights, to give these young fighters exposure. But they're going to match them up tough enough, because a 15-second knockout does nothing.
No, it's not. And tough enough is exactly what Gutierrez is. I mean, he has 5 fights, 4 against, you know, winning records, undefeated fighters. He's only been stopped once. That's the type of guy that you want to put your prospects up against. And these 4-6 round fights, they go fast. You know, so you want to actually not look for the knockout. You just want to get the experience in. And that's what Griffiths is doing. You can see that he's not going for the knockout. He's enjoying himself. He's cutting off the ring. He's slowly breaking down Gutierrez, but he's doing it responsibly.
Man, those body shots are vicious here ringside.
Yeah, guys like Gutierrez aren't going to lay down, man. He's been stopped only 1 time, but it's the body that's going to break him down. You could hear Joel Diaz yelling body, because it's the body that's going to break down these tough Mexicans from Mexicali. They can take a good headshot. You got to soften them up before they go down.
Watch your head, watch your head.
1 minute, Turo, 1 minute.
Yeah, matchmaking is always important for a young fighter. How you bring them up, how you develop them.
And listen, man, there's a lot of tough fighters in Mexicali. That's where I learned. That's where I learned to box.
Hey, you're saying a lot of your amateur fights with it, huh?
I used to go to Mexicali, get sparring down there, watch some fights down there. I got some family down there. Very tough fighter. Maromero Paez is from down there, and I remember going down to those club shows, and man, there's a lot of hunger. And look at those body shots.
This is just moving Guate back.
That's right.
Man, Gutierrez is tough. He's eating a lot of shots.
If this man wasn't from that part of that area in Mexico, man, he would have been long gone already. This is a tough fighter in Gutierrez. He could take it upstairs and downstairs. Anyone else would have folded by now, man. Those are hard shots by a hard puncher in Griffiths. Fighting southpaw to close off this round.
Next Friday, International Boxing Hall of Fame induction weekend. It's always special. And it'll include Friday night presented by Salita Promotions. The main event will be a couple of talented heavyweights, Brandon Moore and the undefeated Stanley Wright. That's live on DAZN, the global home of boxing.
Look, man, look. The kid just wants to land you with one big shot. Touching him upstairs just to go down there. Not only am I praising him for what I'm seeing with the punches, but also I'm going to praise him for this. Beto, he's following directions. Joel Diaz wanted him to touch upstairs just to land the body, execute it perfectly. So not only that, not only does he punch well, everything else well, but he follows instructions from the corner.
Here, Joel, one last instruction. Don't smother yourself. What does that mean?
Well, look, whenever you have a young fighter with power, they want to go after it. You know, they don't give themselves range to extend their power or their punches.
That's right.
I don't really see him smothering himself, but they want perfection out of him. I mean, that's what they're grooming here in Griffiths.
Well, that's something that Joel was telling me when I was up there when Caden was getting his hands wrapped. Said that if Caden has a semi-bad day at the office, he will carry that with him all night long and just try to evaluate, try to figure out everything. Joel's like, sometimes you just got to let that go. You just got to move on. But Caden is that perfectionist.
Yeah, and listen, man, I appreciate that. But I don't see this kid really smothering himself. But I, of course, say no more than what I'm seeing. Yeah. I think he's cutting off the ring really nicely. He's keeping his range. He's staying real poised and calm. He's not throwing away shots. And then when he does land a power punch, it's placed perfectly to the body. It's just he's dealing with a fighter that's really tough and only been stopped once. Look at that shot right there, Beto.
Man, those body shots are going to take a toll. Oh! What a shot by Caden Griffiths!
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And it's over! A KO for the 19-year-old!
Punch placement, that's what we're talking about. We're not gonna waste those punches. We're gonna land the right punches. All it took is one shot, one left hook to the chin. This fight's over. Beautiful performance from Caden Griffiths, man. This kid is special. I'll say it again, Beto Duran.
You can't say it enough. You said it every single round, and right there, he shows why he got that contract at 18.
5 wins, 5 knockouts. You can expect the knockouts to continue coming.
.115 of the 4th round is the knockout. Let's look at this highlight.
Look at touching him downstairs, coming around the guard, but look at how he dips. Always responsible with his defense. Punching, dipping, but look, not smothering himself. I don't see any smothering there, because if he did, that left hook would have knocked out and dropped Gutierrez. Just beautiful, breaking down opponents. What a shot. What a shot.
And Gutierrez tried everything he could to get up, but the body wasn't cooperating. Oh my.
Look at how he kept his right hand guard, and he turns it. He torques that left hook all the way across the body. That's how you teach power punching. That's how you punch through opponents. That's how this kid's doing it.
Look at the reaction.
As expected.
Sergio, he probably has one of the shots that's gonna go viral, another knockout. You can't tell if they won or lost in that corner.
That's when you know you got something special, Beto. They're not celebrating. They're not cheering and on top of belt buckles. They expect more of themselves. That was just another day in the office.
A 4th round KO. He's now 5-0, 5 stoppages. And it was the punches that were breaking him down. The IBF Cruiserweight title fight between Yael Bataya and Claudio Squale will now take place Sunday, June 8th. That was a fight that was pushed back because of a minor injuries sustained by Jai during training, but expect the champ back at 100% for this clash live worldwide on DAZN. Special, huh?
Yes, I think we got something very, very nice, man. They're gonna do a good job with this kid. He has the looks, he has the hooks, and he has the trajectory, the right promoter, a great trainer. What more do you need? This kid's gonna be something special, star.
Golden Boy Fight Night starting off hot. Joe Martinez make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 1 minute, 15 seconds, round number 4. Referee Alan Huggins reaches the count of 10 for your winner by way of knockout. He is still undefeated, Caden Griffiths.
Keep on doing that, young man. And what I got a feeling, Sergio, that he's the type that'll be there at the gym on Monday.
Well, it was an easy day in the office for him, and that's the luxury when you got power. Yep. You know, it could be an easy night, but look, yeah, we're gonna keep saying something that's gonna be redundant, Beto. But look, whenever you're dealing with a fight with only 4 fights, now 5 fights, you're not accustomed to seeing this kind of calmness, the technique. You know, he doesn't waste no punches. Everything was behind technique, torquing his entire body, looking for the right shot, the right punch placement. Normally you see that from veterans, from top contenders. You're seeing this from a kid with only 5 fights under his belt. Following instructions, digging down to the body, breaking down Gutierrez to the body. That's exactly why he landed that left hook upstairs, because he was softening him up downstairs with those left hooks to the body, and that's what set up this. Punch right there, touching him downstairs just to come around the guard. What a shot.
Another angle, oh my. Hey, Gutierrez, tough man from Yuma, Arizona, Mexicali, just could not get up. Let's go here from the winner, Caden Griffiths.
Caden, 5th career knockout in just 5 fights. That left hook that sent him to the floor. What did you see there that opened up?
Honestly, man, I was just working on it all camp. It's a signature punch of mine, so I was really kind of focusing on it. And in the first few rounds, it was kind of hard for me to find it. I was trying too hard to throw it, and in that last round, right before I caught him, I started loosening up on my punches. I heard my coach telling me to stay loose, pick my right shots instead of just trying to force it. So that's what I did. I came out and I landed that hook. So.
And your opponent was very tough, especially in the first couple of rounds. He would not go down. Now, for you to see that, did it frustrate you a little bit, or did you have to try something different to open up that shot that you just mentioned?
Not really. I mean, you know, every opponent's different. This guy just happened to have a great chin and could take a punch really well. So I had to make the adjustments and come out on top of the exchanges. But no, he was an awkward style. It was hard for me to find him. But I mean, it's part of getting experience, right?
Of course. And you learn something every single time you step into the ring. Right now, immediately after, what do you really take away?
Not be so tense. I noticed that I was kind of tensing up and I was letting shots slip away because I was trying to muscle everything instead of just letting it fly. But we're gonna go back to the gym. Hopefully, we'll be back in July. So yeah, I'm just gonna work on loosening up my punches, man, and just being more fluent.
Your last fight wasn't on the broadcast, but it went viral, so now they put you on the broadcast. Maybe another viral moment that we might see, just the ability to be able to constantly put on a show. You don't let these bright lights get to you.
No, I mean, I love it. I mean, a lot of people fold under the bright lights, they get nervous, and honestly, I feel like it's great. Everybody out here tonight came to support, so, you know, I gotta put on a show for the fans.
19 years old, Caden, congratulations, guys.
All right, Sergio, say it again. You can't say it enough.
No, man, I'm just telling you, I know what I'm watching. I know what I'm seeing. This kid has talent. He has something you can't teach, man. I mean, it's charisma, it's power, and it's many things. Mark my words.
And knows how to do a good interview, nice and poised and calm as he's walking by. What do you mean you're just okay? You could do better as soon as he's telling us. And look at the CompuBox numbers. 47% landed by Griffiths. He just told us right now, I can do better, Sergio.
All right, listen, man. I'm going to keep praising the kid, but let's just go on to the next fight because I already told you how I felt about him. Sky's the limit for him. He has the looks. He has everything you want from the prospect. And only 5 fights at 19 years old, Bethel. So on to the next one. You got something special there.
The first fight, a KO in the 4th. We got heavyweights coming your way next. Also, Eric Priest in the main event. DFG, Bek the Bully, Golden Boy Fight Night in Las Vegas.
The Zone, the undisputed global home of boxing, where the greatest fighters take center stage, with fights every week and over 185 a year. And now, the mighty Queensbury joins over 30 worldwide promoters to up the ante like never before, with the best of the best.
The biggest nights.
There's no limits to what's possible. Nobody brings you closer to the action. Because if the fight is on, it's on The Zone, the global home of boxing.
Is this an opportunity for you to prove to everybody that you do have heart, you do have that dog, and you're willing to go to that place on fight night?
Yeah, just another opportunity to prove that to everyone, you know, and especially on this side of the world. I don't think I've got my name out that well over here, so you know, this is a huge coming out party for me, as this is a coming home party for him.
He says he's a better boxer than you, but what happens if you land one of those big shots on him?
I think that speaks for itself. I think he's not even silly enough to think that, he knows for himself that I carry that power. He said that in interviews. He said it across the board. Is that, yeah, okay. He may, even if I concede the fact that he's the better boxer, I think that probably one of the few and maybe the only smart things that John Wilder said was, look, you can be great for 12 rounds, but I only have to be great for 1 second and land on you and it's all over. And that can be the story of this fight. And he may pull out all the tricks and he may delve deep into that ABA boxing bag and box circles around me in the ring. But if I land, we all know what happens.
Is Fab the best fighter you fought? Is he the biggest puncher that you fought?
Biggest puncher, yeah, I'd say he's the biggest puncher, but in terms of boxing, yeah, I'd probably have to give it to someone else.
He's never boxed anyone as good as him. I mean, Fraser Clark, very good amateur, unproven in the pros. Adelaide, done a great job on Adelaide.
You put Justice above those.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, look, they all bring something different to the table, but he's a different league to those guys. I think this is actually the first time I think Fabio has now established himself as a world-class heavyweight, and so is he. I think it's the first time they've both faced world-class heavyweight.
It's the #1 WBO against the #1 WBA. That's what it is. They're natural-born fighters. That's what they're born to do. That's what he's born to do. He's born to fight. And he's going to be in front of his home fans. He won't want to disappoint them. A lot of pressure on him. You know, it's a lot of pressure coming into the background.
Massive pressure.
But you know what?
Not a lot, massive.
Yeah, but you know what? He thrives on it. That's what he does. He thrives on it. It feeds him. And I know this is going to be a real competitive fight whilst it lasts.
Summer on DAZN.
What an occasion. What an atmosphere.
Goes to the end zone. Touchdown.
Once again when it matters. We are bows out. Look at this go.
It's been a superb run. Pure masterclass.
What a comeback.
This summer on DAZN.
Our main event, walking into the building. They call him DFG, Destined for Greatness is what it stands for. Darius Fulghum, 14-0, 12 KOs from Houston, Texas. Has a bachelor's degree in nursing. He's here, a full-time fighter in the Eliminator, the super middleweight division. His opponent from Uzbekistan. They call him the Bully, Bektemir Melikuziev. 167 pounds is what he weighed in. Silver medals in the Olympics for his country. He's revered in his country. Time to take one step closer to eventually fighting for a world title. We are in Las Vegas. Always a great time for boxing, especially on a Friday night. Let's look at the tail of the tape as we have the heavyweights coming your way. Federico Pacheco Jr. from South Los Angeles is the taller fighter, but he weighs less than his opponent, Calvin Barnett, the former football player. Joe Martinez, let's hear it.
Well, fight fans, we are set to go with the next bout tonight. 6 rounds is scheduled in the heavyweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside: Glenn Feldman, David Hudson, and Stephen Weisfeld. And inside the ring, your referee in charge, Raul Caiz Jr. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing solid black, he weighed in officially 270 1/2 pounds. In 7 fights, his record stands at 5 victories, 2 defeats with 2 wins, coming by way of knockout from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Here is Big Savage, Calvin Barnett! And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue trimmed in white. He weighed in officially 259 1/2 pounds. This 21-year-old stands perfect in 8 professional fights, 8 victories, including 6 big wins, coming by way of knockout. Here's the undefeated heavyweight from Los Angeles, California, Federico Pacheco Jr.
Fighter chief second only, please. Mouthpiece. Fighter chief second. Mouthpiece. All right, gentlemen, you received the instructions in the dressing room. Know what I expect. Good, clean fight. Legal punches here for you. Legal punches here for you. Touch gloves to both of you.
Raul Caiz Jr., the 3rd man in the ring, as we have a heavyweight bout coming your way. Federico Pacheco, the 21-year-old, weighing about 260 pounds. Yes, he's the younger brother of Diego Pacheco, except this boy is a heavyweight. He's taking on Calvin Barnett, weighing 270, a southpaw, 5-2, couple KOs.
Ready.
Former football player.
Box.
Picked up boxing late. He said, if I would have started early, I would have been different. But Pacheco, not much of an amateur background. He only had 3 amateur fights. He was always around the gym, but he never took it serious until a few years ago. Recently signed to Golden Boy Promotions. So limited amateur background for both of these guys. But the heavyweights, we've always been told, you can develop them slowly. Take your time with them.
Yeah, heavyweights are the only ones that can start late in boxing because, you know, you basically you're so big, you're so strong, you can concentrate on just a good jab and the power with that main hand, that right hand or the left hand if you're a southpaw like Barnett. But, you know, they really don't punch the body that much. They really are too fluid with combinations. They look for the big shots, and that's why people love the heavyweight division.
Yeah, this fight, if you look at it, this is scouting back and forth. Look at the research. It's guys are just going to try to unload bombs and see what lands. How much technical coming your way. That makes it fun.
These are 2 big fighters, man, watching up close. I mean, look, they're only like 6'3", but they're so massive. They're so big. You could tell they're just looking for one clean shot. It's a left-hander versus a right-hander. So you're going to right now in front of each other, trying to evaluate, trying to really look for the right shot. Break the other guy's defense, but you got to do it responsibly.
Federico 8-0, 6 KOs. He turned pro in 2022 after living in Seattle with his brother and the Benavides clan.
No, stop!
As Barnett pushes him back like he's the defensive lineman that he was in college.
It's all right, don't push.
Yeah,
he's going after the quarterback.
Yeah, but you could see him squaring up. You don't want to be doing that when you're punching on the inside. You're making yourself a target, especially down to the body. You want to stay at an angle.
Pacheco from the South LA area. Said he played basketball a little bit, no football.
No pushing, stop.
Just really wasn't doing anything.
Box, let's go. Here
Finally, one of the guys in the gym said, either you lock in or you clock in. Either you take this serious or you go get a job.
I love that line, and I repeated it because I'm like, well, wait a minute, that's true. I mean, you want to lock in the gym or do you want to clock in at a job? I prefer the former, and that's what this kid did.
He's changed his lifestyle. Actually likes to run. Waking up at 5 o'clock to go do some road work.
Not many jabs from neither of these fighters. That's another thing that these heavyweights need to master. You don't want to master that big shot because, you know, when you're that big, you want to set up a nice right hand, so you want to set it up with a nice jab.
It's been a windy road for Calvin Barnett to get to Las Vegas on a DAZN show, on the Golden Boy show. Yeah, from Oklahoma. How did he get here, Brandy Flores?
Well, Barnett grew up with aspirations to play in the NFL. Along that journey, he dealt with plenty of setbacks. Despite having the talent and being a top defensive tackle in the nation coming out of high school, he was forced to go the JUCO route, where he once again became a highly touted prospect out of Oklahoma State. After making it onto an NFL training camp roster, he suffered an injury and was cut from the league. He fell into boxing to stay in shape and turned out to love the competition side of the sport. Barnett told us that his life has been a series of overcoming setbacks, and that has developed his confidence to get in the ring with anyone and accomplish anything he sets his mind to.
He ended the NFL journey at 325 pounds, 13% body fat. Remember in the meetings? I didn't do anything for 2 years. Got up to 360 and just started training and training, boxing training. Lost some of that weight. They put him in an amateur fight. He didn't know he was supposed to fight. He thought he was going to spar. He said, forget it, make me a pro.
Only 2 amateur fights, and that's another thing, you know, when you're that big, that heavy, that strong, and athletic. I mean, he's not just an out-of-shape, big, heavy guy that's 300 plus. He was an NFL player, like you said, Beto. So when you're that athletic, you can actually transition faster, even faster in the heavyweight division.
He was always fighting, just never sanctioned.
Yeah, but you can see how raw he is. You know, right now, look, he's squaring up again, so he's risking headbutts and a head clash. But you're not getting power when you're squared up. You got to be in an angle to get that power.
Hands are free, gentlemen.
And when you're a southpaw, you definitely want to square up because you're making yourself even an easier target for the orthodox fighter with uppercuts.
Yeah, with the JUCO because of the bad grades, ended up Oklahoma State. Coach Mike Gundy, I'm a man, I'm 40, and now he's.
Watch your head,
you can see how raw, Calvin Barnett is. He's not polished at all.
Yeah, we're not going to see any jabs here, Serge.
We're not from Barnett, but I definitely want to see it from Pacheco.
That's a good shot from Pacheco.
No matter how big and strong and tough you are, like Barnett, you can bust someone up with jabs, man. When you're missing punches, the air's going to be taken out of you. You know, you don't know how to fight tired. You can see Barnett getting sloppy already, falling off balance. When that happens, you bust them up with power jabs.
And Barnett got knocked out in the first round of his last fight in Philadelphia by Devin Young for the first round KO. Before that, he lost to Alexei Dronov. That was a Miami fight that went the distance.
That was an ugly punch by Barnett. He threw a straight left hand. He kind of was off balance like a Superman punch.
Watch your heads.
You don't punch like that. And look, see, that was another ugly punch. You could see that he's not an experienced fighter, Calvin Barnett. He's just an athletic fighter that's good at anything he puts his mind to, but he's definitely not polished in there. Falling off balance. You can see that he's tired. He doesn't know how to fight tired either, Beto.
Pull your arm out, Calvin. Stop! Don't hit him in the back. Don't hit him in the back. You hear that? There you go. Box.
This was scheduled for 6 rounds. Next up will be another heavyweight bout. Olympian Joshua Edwards coming your way here at Golden Boy Fight Night in Vegas. Yeah, Barnett mouth wide open.
Yeah, you can see he's tired. He's winded already and from missing. You know, anytime you miss and you fall off balance like that, you can tell that you don't have the strength in your legs to keep you up. Good body shot there by Pacheco. There's still no jabs coming from Pacheco. I think that's the only thing missing right now to break the range, bust up Barnett, and then set up that big right hand that he's looking for.
Double 2.
Hey, you gotta set him up. You can't just stand there and watch him. Touch him, hook the body downstairs with the right hand. Okay? Touch him here, go high, then come back down, then come back up if you want. Or fake him high, go low, then again up, then back down again. But you gotta, he's already winded, man. The little right hands, them short little right hands. But I need you to be careful, okay?
You can see right here, this is what I mean by Barnett scoring up on the inside. He's an easy target right here. Pacheco should be digging the body shots and looking for uppercuts. But Barnett landed a good shot right there. It would have more impact if he was actually in the right position and his foot behind him. But because he was squared up, he didn't get the power behind it, Bethel.
Coach O giving Pacheco the advice that he's the man who told him lock in or clock in. Coach O does a great job with the amateurs in the Southern California scene. Straight to the point.
Yeah, it was good advice there in the corner. That, I mean, you want to keep it with just, you know, real short and sweet with the instructions. You know, you don't want to confuse them with too much instruction. Just tell them what you want and aim at the body. I think that's good advice.
Well, he told him, you're standing there and watching.
You feel it? And that's where the jab comes in. You know, whenever you're not sure what you want to start with, just let go of that jab. Start foot feigning. You know, double and triple your way in. Break that range.
And Barnett's in there chirping at Pacheco, telling him, you feel it. Caiz Jr., the referee, telling him just fight. Lunging in is Barnett. All over the place, awkward.
No, it's not awkward, it's sloppy. But here's the thing about Barnett.
Trying to be nice here.
No, he's a sloppy fighter, but he's a tough fighter. He's a strong fighter. He's a determined fighter. And we know that he's definitely a smart guy. I mean, I enjoyed our fighter interview. So look, there's a lot to like about Barnett, but I don't like the fact that he's off balance like that. You can't be punching like that as a professional.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
But the good thing, I mean, the bad thing is Pacheco is not taking advantage of that. Uppercuts and body shots is what he should be doing. Break the range with the jab, and once you get inside, just focus on the body.
Combinations from Pacheco, deflected by Barnett and block. And Pacheco saying he's just locked in, runs at 5 o'clock, goes to the beach. Now some of his friends who are also doing nothing are running with him, good support system around him. Runs his miles. He's actually dropped 20 pounds. Because he got signed by Golden Boy. He's now at 260.
Watch your head, Calvin.
His last fight, he stopped Arnulfo Casares in the 6th round.
Look, if guys like Andy Ruiz and Chris Arreola didn't teach you nothing, sometimes these guys that don't look like much because of their physique, they can fight, man. They got hand speed. They work hard. It's just their physique doesn't show that.
Barnett complaining about getting hit in the head or a clash of heads. And Caiz Jr. jumping in. Good job by Pacheco. Hey, the referee didn't stop it. Now he stops it. As the mouthpiece just went right in front of us.
Yeah, I know.
That's gone. That's gone, Roll.
Other mouthpiece.
Yeah, it's right behind the monitor. It's on the floor now. I ain't touching it.
You almost caught it.
Yeah, no, I moved.
No, that's all right. Just walk it up. Yeah, I know. It was an accident. It was an accident. You okay? Let's come over here and get that mouthpiece.
Yeah, go get the other one.
You got your backup mouthpiece? Get to the corner over here.
It's like underneath our table.
Yes, it is. I can get it. There it is.
There it is.
Yep. There's a first time for everything.
Yeah. You're Caiz asking for the backup. Now they give it to him.
Normally they need to make sure there's a backup in the locker room. They're always the commission. They ask for the second mouthpiece in case stuff like that happens.
And the commission is looking at the trainers right now in that corner. A lot of stuff going on, but the clock is back in. I think that was a good move by Barnett, being able to buy some time there, huh?
See, Barnett can make things easier if he doubles his jab and walks in, because he doesn't have the footwork. You know, he's accustomed to being squared up because he comes from a football background. But in boxing, you want to be lateral. You want to be sideways. You want to jab your way in. Don't make it a rough fight like this.
And there's Diego Pacheco, Fed's brother. He'll be in action pretty soon on the zone.
You gotta keep moving. Still, you haven't been touching that body enough. Not arm position. If it's high, you know to go to the body.
Already stacked card featuring Jay Paul against Chavez Jr., also Zurdo against Junior Dorticos, has added former UFC bantamweight champion Holly Holm against Mexico's Yolanda Vega. Undefeated rising star Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield takes on former IBF super featherweight champ Tevin Farmer. That's June 28th, live from the Honda Center in Anaheim, exclusively on the DAZN pay-per-view.
But just touch con la mano. Here we go, box.
Fourth round scheduled for 6. You know, you were talking about Andrew Ruiz and Chris Arreola, but they had big amateur backgrounds.
Right.
Pacheco is a big dude who can work. It's a project, isn't it?
It really is. And guys like this, even though they have, you know, they come from the boxing family. Diego Pacheco, you know, knocking on a championship already. But this Pacheco, Fred Pacheco, he's on a different level. He told us that he literally said, I'm lazy, but he's athletic. He comes from a fighting background. He knows how to fight. If he can just actually put in the work and get the foundation under him, the footworks, the jab, the body shots, which is what they're asking in the corner, that's how you start getting the confidence and become a prospect. When you're a heavyweight, it doesn't take long for you to get a big fight, you know. If you have power, you're knocking guys out, and you're a big boy, like you obviously are at 6'5", you're going to get the opportunities.
Let him go. All right, in the third round, there was a stoppage, a lot of commotion. Brandy Flores, what happened?
Yeah, so before he lost his mouthpiece that fell onto you guys, apparently Barnett stopped because he felt an elbow hit the back of his head, and that's what he was trying to let the referee know. But as you saw, Pacheco just kept moving forward until the referee, who didn't notice it at first, kept going on.
Yeah. Just because you're complaining, Sergio, doesn't mean you stop.
Not at all. That's, you know, I was taught if your opponent complains, you go after him even more. He looks at the referee, you punch him while he's looking at the referee. It's not dirty, it's protect yourself at all times.
Yeah, Pacheco yesterday telling us, you know, I admit I was lazy. He goes, but I'm not anymore. Now I'm locked in. Now I'm training. Now I'm eating right. As the nutritionist, as the trainer.
You're using your head as a weapon. Don't swing that or you'll lose the point. You watch out. You didn't throw a punch. You okay? Here we go.
I like that warning by Kaiz because it's true. He is using his head. It's not that he's doing it purposely. It's just he squares up accidentally. And that's that football background. He fights squared up. But by doing that, you're putting the head right in the middle.
That's what you said earlier. Sloppy.
The foundation is not there for Calvin Barnett, and that's because of the lack of amateur experience, the lack of real professional boxing. See, this isn't professional boxing.
It's nothing.
It's dirty.
There's Kaiz going to jump in, and here comes the point.
You grabbed him and you pulled his arm. You can't do that.
He had been warned about that in the round.
And it's a good point deduction because I think Raul Kaiz Jr. is doing the right thing. He needs to make himself.
You keep doing that. You're gonna dislocate his arm by doing that.
He needs to make himself a little bit more available here. Letting them know, I'm going to take away a point. You can't be fighting like this.
There's no need to wrestle him. You're going to dislocate his arm. Here we go. Here we go. Box.
Yeah, this is Big Savage is getting desperate here late in the fourth round.
There you go. There's the jab finally. Both these guys have been ignoring the jab, and that's what I want to see more of. It's a simple thing, but once you do that, you frustrate an already frustrated opponent, and that sets up right hands like you just missed there.
Good combo by Pacheco at the end of the round.
I gotta get him down. You gotta get him down. You gotta get him down. But there's clean shots. That jab retracts real fucking slow. It's coming like this. It's retracting real slow. Okay. Like you can follow that motherfucker. I ain't even counted him yet. You can follow it home real easy. Right. You just gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust your time.
And there's the accidental head clash. I don't think it was on purpose, but there's just some guys fight with their head forward like that. But when you don't have the balance, the footwork, and you fight squared up, then obviously the head's gonna clash a little. It's gonna be easier. But I like the way that Raul Kais Jr. took control of it, his presence, made himself known. Like, hey, listen, man, you can't be doing that even if it's accidentally.
Yeah, because that makes it sloppy, you get away with it, and next thing you know, you lose control, then we got guys getting thrown out of the round.
There you go.
All right, so Barnett knows he's behind. He has a point deduction.
And they asked for a simple jab from this corner in Barnett. Get that jab going, and he sounded real confident saying, I'm going to look for the right shot. Barnett definitely took over our fighter meetings. The man can talk. He's confident, he's smart, he's definitely athletic.
Has a degree in psychology. And Pacheco is just like limited amateur background, but you can tell Pacheco there's something there that he grew up in the gyms. He would hit the bag, he would train, just was never fighting.
Yeah, sometimes when you grow up in a fighting family, it's around you so much that finally you get the bug, you get the itch to try it, especially when you see that your brother's having so much success and other family members are making money, doing something great.
Well, so when Diego moved the Washington area to train with Benavidez, he went with him and was around that.
Good shot. Nice right hand, but it was set up with a jab. See, just the basic fundamentals that Pacheco's gonna need here to break down Barnett. Barnett's a strong guy. Both these guys need the jab, and now they're finally utilizing it, finding a way to break that range, break that guard, and it's the simplest punch in the book.
Barnett let us know that his mom, April Hall, was actually the fighter in the family. Everybody knew Ms. Hall was gonna bring it to you. She's watching. She didn't like him playing football, didn't want him to box, now she's the biggest fan.
Listen, man, he's a natural fighter.
Yeah.
He's a natural entertainer. You could tell the man got brains. He has charisma, charisma. He has a presence, so whatever he puts his mind to, he's gonna be successful. But boxing is one of these sports where you can't have a late start, but he's in there against a fighter with late start in Pacheco. So that's the reason these fighters are kind of on an even level when it comes to technique. There's the jab. See? Go back to the basics, Beto. Bust him up with that jab.
He was saying that he watched Pacheco's fights. He likes Pacheco's temperament, that he stays calm, and Pacheco is showing that. You can't frustrate Fed Pacheco. Big right hand from Fed, followed by a left. Barnett eats it. Final seconds of round number 5. It's scheduled for 6. Our second bout here in Las Vegas. Glory 100, featuring the king of kickboxing, Rico Verhoeven, defending his Glory heavyweight title against the returning Artem Bahitov. Watch all the Glory kickboxing action live right here on DAZN.
Start hitting the right hand to the body and come up the middle. Don't just stand, don't just try to throw everything high. You know he's gonna go this way. So you aim that shot, you time his movement. Touch gloves, that's right, okay? Let's go. You time his movement.
Doing good, man.
Touch gloves, baby, last round.
Last round, get him. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. Yeah, go home. Yep.
Let's go.
Barnett looks like he's having fun. More to tell him to go get him. 6th and final round, but he also looks like he's gassed.
He was really fatigued and tired in the last round, but normally when you know it's the last round, you get adrenaline rush through your body, so the last 3 minutes are going to be good for Barnett.
It's like the 4th quarter, a 2-minute drill right here for him.
See, now Barnett is finally doing what he needed to be doing from the beginning, jabbing, looking for the right opening, looking for that right shot. He's looking for that left hand. He can go upstairs, he can go to the body, but look, now everything's going fluidly, smoothly, because everything's going behind the jab, not squaring up now. Barnett should have done this a long time ago. We would have more success in the early rounds.
Overhand
Get off
right
his
for
head.
Pacheco.
Let him go, Pacheco. There you go, gentlemen. Hands are free.
I would like to have seen Pacheco throw combinations
Let him go.
tonight.
There's
this.
There you go. Beautiful combination right there.
What you're doing if you're Fed Pacheco.
More body shots, more uppercuts, and that right hand. But look, the right hand could be it could be straight, but you have to throw it where the head's gonna be, not where it's at. Because Barnett keeps dipping to the same side, to his left. That's a big no-no. You know, you're making it obvious to where you're gonna end up at. So that's the one thing that Pacheco I see missing. He's not gonna punch up where the target is gonna be at. He's punching where it's at. You can see how tired Barnett is.
Absolutely. He's just trying to survive the 6.
No. The punch is already in motion. The punch is already in motion.
He spit the mouthpiece out.
He is exhausted.
Absolutely.
Pacheco should take advantage of this because you know the referee's going to let him fight. The referee's going to let him fight.
Time. Hey.
They're asking for the water to rinse off that mouthpiece.
He already threw his punch. That's the point. There you go. Put it in front. What time is it? Here we go.
But he's asking for the time.
Let's go. Get that over here. Let's go.
That's a long 104 left for Barnett.
Here we go. Time in. Box.
This is going to be the longest 60 seconds in Calvin Barnett's athletic career, man. He is spent.
A little blood from the nose of Pacheco.
Let him go. Let him go, Barnett. There you go.
Up next, Joshua Edwards and Alex Rhodes, also in the heavyweight division.
No talking in there. No talking in there.
It's like a brawl behind the bar right now.
Yeah, this is a fight. This ain't a boxing. These guys are not boxing, they're fighting.
It's like the two bouncers going in the alley.
The punch almost lands cleanly by Pacheco, going around the guard.
You gotta beat that back. You can't leave it out there.
It's the straight shots that are gonna be better for Pacheco.
Good work for Fed Pacheco. And I think Fed Pacheco, I don't ever want to see that dude again.
Hey, credit to Barnett, man.
Absolutely.
As tired as he was, he fought all the way to the end. And that's what he said.
He takes a knee, big savage.
No, you can see how tired he was.
Yeah. Well, developing. It's about developing fighters. This is going to be a cracking fight as Fabio Wardley will take on WBO world #1 contender and undefeated Australian Justice Huni in a heavyweight showdown at Portman Road, home of Ipswich Town, on Saturday, June 7th. Live worldwide on DAZN, the global leader of boxing.
Oh no, he wanted the. Yeah, no, I got it.
As Zurdo Ramirez walking by us, Pacheco is actually sparring Zurdo. And Zurdo is going to be on the show June 28th. Pacheco is doing work with Zurdo. Joe Martinez has the official's decision. Let's go to Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges see it 58-55. Your winner by unanimous decision. He is still undefeated, Federico Pacheco Jr.
All right, 58-55. Pacheco sweeps the cards. He stays undefeated at 9-0. As Barnett loses for the 3rd time in his career. Sportsmanship between the two. Pacheco getting his hand raised here in Las Vegas. A long-term project. but if he stays locked in, puts in the work, loses some of that baby fat, he's only 21, there's something there, possibly.
Well, look, he's a late starter. Yeah. Only 3 amateur fights. All 3 of them on the national level, but 3 is 3 fights. So he's going to be learning on the job. So yeah, there's a lot to work with there, physically and everything else. But when you have fighting in your blood, and obviously he does, he's going to learn a lot faster than most. So give him time. I think he could develop.
Let's look at the highlights for this 6th-round bout between Pacheco and Barnett.
Yeah, and both of them, you know, they had their sloppy moments, but more on Calvin Barnett. I think with Pacheco was more, he was looking for the right shot, the big shot, instead of setting up the big shots, and he needed a jab to do that. Both these guys, you know, got in the middle, squared up like that, made it rough. You don't want to see that in the heavyweight division. You want to pop that jab, soften your opponent up with a body shot like that. That's what they wanted out of Pacheco in the corner. They wanted body shot. That one was taking the wind out of Barnett. You can see Barnett was tired, but when he was dipping his head like that, he should be punching down at Barnett, looking for that left hand. But all in all, a win is a win. On to the next one, 9-0 now.
So Pacheco gets his 9th victory. They'll move him along right. Got to find the right opponents. And we'll see what he is. Let's look at the CompuBox numbers as Pacheco landed at 50% of the power punches that he threw. Barnett with 34%. Coming up next, the Rocket. 2024 U.S. Olympian, training with Ronnie Shields, Joshua Edwards. That's coming up next. Golden Boy Fight Night. We're in Las Vegas.
Hey everyone, I'm Ariel.
And I'm Addict. Can we just get straight to it, please? Special guest every single week. We're gonna see a beast.
I'm gonna absolutely annihilate this.
Oh my God, this guy is a drama queen. All the hard-hitting debate from the world of boxing.
How good is that? Every Tuesday, live on DAZN.
DAZN, the undisputed global home of boxing, where the greatest fighters take center stage, with fights every week and over 185 a year. And now, the mighty Queensberry joins over 30 worldwide promoters to up the ante like never before, with the best of the best.
The biggest nights.
There's no limits to what's possible. Nobody brings you closer to the action, because if the fight is on, it's on DAZN, the global home of boxing.
Do you think your power's being underestimated a little bit in this fight? I mean, I think you started off your pro career sort of coming in to the pro ranks, known as a bit of a big puncher, looking to close the show early, and then you've kind of resorted back to your boxing. Do you think your power's being overlooked a little?
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, for me, it doesn't just come down to having that one punch power, you know. For me, it's, you know, drowning my opponent and putting punches together. That's what I'm about, and yeah, I just believe I'll take him to the deep waters and drown him.
And dealing with the occasion, we know, as Eddie just said, this is huge. A lot of pressure on Fab's shoulders. Huge.
Huge. Pressure.
A lot of pressure.
He's been in some grudge matches before with Clark and Adelaide and come through those tests. What makes you believe you've got what it takes?
The pressure is nowhere near as big as the pressure he'll be having. You know, I'm going to walk out to the stadium and, you know, they're all going to be his fans. So he's got to, you know, put on a good show for them and, you know, impress them. Whereas me, I'm not going to know a single person in this crowd, and they're not going to know me, but they'll surely know me after this fight.
I think what Justice is saying is when he beats Fabio, he'll have to leave Ipswich. Yeah, that's the kind of pressure.
Fab, are you feeling any added nerves, it being here at Portman Road? You know, there's going to be thousands of your fans here. Are you feeling any different going into this one?
No, this is... Don't get me wrong, there is an element of pressure. But everything here, everything you see is everything I have asked for. If there's any thought or any notion of thinking that you're coming to my hometown and beating me, you would have to pick up that canvas and put it on top of me to keep me on the floor.
Are you going to pick that canvas up and put it on top?
I'm going to have to. If that's the only way I'm going to win, then I'm going to find a way.
Summer on DAZN.
What an occasion, what an atmosphere.
Goes to the end zone, touchdown.
Oh yes, once again when it matters. We are bows out, look at this go.
It's been a superb run, pure masterclass.
What a comeback.
This summer on DAZN.
In Las Vegas. Golden Boy Fight Night is here and just announced on DAZN. Next Friday, we'll see a battle of unbeatens as Khalid Tawidi takes on Emmanuel Moreno. That's a good one right there for the vacant WBA Continental USA Bantamweight belt. And then for the first time in 70 years, boxing is coming to the Green Monster, Fenway Park, home of the Red Sox, as top Irishman, super middleweight Thomas O'Toole takes on American Laurent Humes on Saturday, June 7th. That's part of your annual subscription to DAZN. And don't forget, June 28th on DAZN pay-per-view, Zurdo Ramirez defends his cruiserweight belt against mandatory challenger Uniel Dorticos. For more on that matchup, let's go to Brandy Flores, who's with the first ever Mexican cruiserweight champ.
Two-time cruiserweight champ Zurdo Ramirez, welcome to Vegas. Obviously, you have a really big fight coming up June 28th. What do you anticipate from that fight and your opponent?
To keep my belt, winning that night, June 28th. I'm super excited for that night, and I just put a great show for all the fans. That's it.
And because it's a mandatory fight, do you feel like any added pressure to put on a big show because you are defending your belts?
No, just have to do my job, what I've been doing in the gym, like training, fighting good, and put a great show for all the fans, and I think that's all. I think Dortico, he need to put a lot of effort for that fight, but he don't have nothing to do with me.
So a lot of confidence, that's good. Assuming that you take care of business, there's Jayo Pitaya, who's making some noise in the division as well. Do you anticipate maybe a fight with him later on?
Yeah, of course, that's the fight that I want. People expect that fight, and people asking for that fight, and I want it. And he's been saying like, I don't want to fight him, but I had the mandatory, and then I had to, and then I will take care of him.
You're fighting on the same card as Jake Paul and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., a former world champion. Now, assuming Jake Paul wins and you win, would you give Jake Paul the chance to fight you for your belt?
Yeah, of course. If he won the belt, I mean, he had to win the fight first in June 28th, and then we'll see.
How do you think that fight's gonna go?
Junior, I hope Junior wins. He said they come back for Junior. I hope that he's been training well, but I've been cheering for him.
Zurdo, good luck later this month, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. See you, everyone. See you soon, June 28th. Don't miss the fight.
It's back to you guys.
Zurdo Ramirez, remember when he didn't even want to speak in Spanish, and now he's doing interviews in English? Cruiserweight champion, used to be a champ at 168, and you'll see him June 28th live on DAZN pay-per-view from the Honda Center in Anaheim. But next, here in Las Vegas, oh, the Sphere. There's a beautiful golf course right by there, and I hate when that thing is looking at you when you're trying to golf circle. It messes up all your birdies. I know it does.
No, especially when that big happy face comes out. I can't concentrate on my ball.
Edwards has a happy face every time he's in the ring, the Olympian, in his second pro fight. He says 222 is where I feel good. It doesn't matter though. I fight people that are bigger than me all the time, but I'm fast, I'm limber, and I'm ready to go. Let's hear from Joe Martinez to bring out our fighters.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, our next fight tonight, 6 rounds of heavyweight action. And first to make his way to the ring, he is from South Carolina, Alexander Rhodes.
West Columbia, South Carolina to be exact, for Alex Rhodes. Picked up the sport of boxing all late. But here he is in Las Vegas. Said he turned pro to show my son you can chase a dream and make it happen. Started off with MMA, then he got into boxing at 23. And here he is, live on his own. Got the stunner shades on. I wonder if you watched this fight as Edwards in his pro debut, knocking out a man who was 292 pounds. And Edwards just came out with vicious intentions.
And you can see how big his opponent was, but like Edwards told us, size doesn't equate to the skill that I'm going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
And look, you can see he has that amateur background, the punch placement, the athleticism, the balance, everything. It's beautiful.
Joe Martinez, bring out the rocket.
And his opponent ready to make his way to the ring, his second professional fight after capturing a gold medal at the 23 Pan American Games. Here's a 2024 U.S. Olympian. Please welcome the Rocket, Joshua Edwards.
From Houston. Represents Houston really, really well. The nickname the Rocket. Enjoying his strut. Very talented young man. Training with Ronnie Shields as a pro. Ronnie really high on him. Should be. Golden Boy signed him. Coming out of the Olympics. Said I had that bond with Oscar De La Hoya. The Olympics bond is different. Lost his first match in Paris. Here he is, a professional in Las Vegas.
He says, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go in the next fight tonight. 6 rounds, this scheduled in the heavyweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside: Kermit Bayless, Chris Migliore, and Don Trella. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action is Robert Hoya. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trimmed in white. He weighed in officially 273 3/4 pounds. His record in 3 fights, 2 victories, 1 defeat, 1 win, coming by way of knockout from West Columbia, South Carolina. Here is Alexander Rhodes. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks trimmed in the flag of the USA. He weighed in officially 222 1/2 pounds, and in 1 professional fight, he is perfect with 1 victory. That win coming by way of knockout, fighting out of and representing Space City, USA, Houston, Texas. Here is Joshua the Rocket Edwards.
Okay, we went over the rules in the dressing room, okay? We got about 500 pounds in this ring. I need you guys to obey my command, give me a good, clean fight. All punches here are good, all punches here are good. Touch them up, scoop out.
Robert Hoya, the 3rd man in the ring, letting you know we got some big boys in there. The Olympian Joshua Edwards, the first super heavyweight boxer from Houston to make the Olympics since George Foreman back in 1968. Here it is, pro fight. And Alex Rhodes, the man from West Columbia, South Carolina, came to the sport late. You know, he has a tough task. Let's see what we get here. This one is scheduled for 6 rounds.
Yeah, Edwards says he wants to start fast, so this should end under 3 rounds. That's what he predicted, 3 rounds. I don't think it's going to last after that, but establish the jab, go after the knockouts, put the combinations together. These are the plans of Joshua Edwards.
Edwards started boxing at 6. His father took him to the gym. He was all about boxing until he got to high school when, you know what, I'm boxing, but I'm good, but I want to try something else. Tried basketball, got hurt, and said, no, let me go back to boxing. That's where my future's at.
I can already tell he has that Olympic background. I mean, that jab, light on his feet. You know, he bounces in and out nicely, looking for the counter. But look, straight shots like that comes from the Olympics. You know, beautiful shots. You know, placement is not on the professional level yet. You know, in amateurs is more, you want to, you know, points. And the pro, you really want to set up the hard jabs. Look for that one hard right hand. And, of course, body shots is the difference too. You know, no points in the amateurs for body shots.
He's 222, very light, very quick. But he's always fought guys that are bigger. Said eventually I'm going to gain more weight, I'm going to get going, but he lets to let you know that he's got single-digit body fat. Doubling up the jab, Edwards.
Yeah, I like that jab. I like his punch placement. I like his punch selection as well. Like nothing coming from around the guard. No hooks yet. Everything's straight, but he's not smothering himself. He's been responsible with his footwork. I like what I see so far in this first round by Edwards.
That's why Golden Boy signed up before he even turned pro.
And of course, anytime you see Ronnie Shields.
Oh, good overhand right from Edwards.
Oh yeah, he's hurt.
Again, another one. Buckling AR, who's up against the ropes.
Rhodes is hurt.
The power.
Rhodes is hurt. He got caught with a right hand right behind the ear.
Uppercut from the Rocket Edwards. Rhodes in the corner, in the trouble. He gets dropped. Oh my!
I'll be surprised if Rhodes gets up out of this. He got
I think so, Sergio. And it's over. A first round KO for the Rocket, Joshua Edwards.
He said it wasn't going to last past 3. It wasn't even 3 minutes, Beto. 1 round, it's over.
Disappointed Rhodes. He got caught and never recovered from that first big shot. And you heard Ronnie Shields go, we don't wait. We don't wait. 2:08 of the first round, Sergio Mora. That's all he needed.
I love what I saw. It was everything behind the jab. But look at how he threw away that jab to the chest. That's intelligence right there. Look, did it again. Drop that jab to the belly just to set up, get that left hand of Rhodes to fall back just to make way for that right hand. Look at this shot right here. Rhodes was sly. He threw a left hook, a real sneaky left hook right here. Right there. That's the one that landed, but he threw another left hook, but then that's the hook right there. So you can see that he was sneaky, but then missing that left hook put him in danger for that right hand of Edwards. And when it lands that cleanly on the side of the head, the legs go. Just missed with that right uppercut. Still not smothering. Look at how he's bouncing on his feet, looking for the right shot, and boom! Right hand right down the pipe. Getting hit with an angle like that, you're not going to recover. You can see that Rhodes was out.
Don't let him in. They want to just come out and no, fuck that. No.
Ronnie's still fired up.
I love it. I love Ronnie Shields.
Coming up, Ring Magazine 3 presents Edgar Berlanga against Shiraz. And then Shakur takes on Camarón Cepeda, the co-headliners on a blockbuster night of boxing at Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, New York. Oh man, that's a great spot. That's Saturday, July 12th, live and exclusively on DAZN.
Oscar just told me, Oscar sent right back.
Joe Martinez, let's make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 2 minutes, 8 seconds, round number 1. Referee Robert Hoya reaches the count of 10 for your winner by way of knockout. He is still undefeated from Houston, Texas, the Rocket, Joshua Edwards.
Oh man, he's faster than Rocket Valdez, a former Dodger pitcher. coming in quick. Don't play with your food. Take care of it.
And he did, man. I loved it. I love the passion coming out of his corner as well. Like he said, I'm not gonna play with my food. I'm gonna start fast. I'm gonna get the combinations going. I'm gonna get him out of there in 3 rounds. He did it under 3 minutes.
Yes, he did. Look, he's trying to get out of there. Like, no, come on. You get a knockout like that, we got to get you the interview. And here he is with Brandy Flores.
Josh, first round knockout. You predicted it wouldn't go past 3. I think your prediction was correct. What did you see that opened up there?
Just I came out busy, didn't give me time to rest. Started right off with my jab, nice stiff jab. Take their game plan away. Now they worried about getting out of the way of the jab. And then that's when I start dropping my right hand. That was raps.
Second career fight. You learn something new every fight. What did you learn tonight?
I already listened to my corner, but listen to my corner. Just listening to my corner exactly what they say, just acting on it immediately. I try to come out just a little, like trying to fill out. My corner told me, go out there, right to the jab, don't let them rest, and everything start landing.
So it's like, I listen and things work out, right?
Yeah. The first time, immediately.
And as you mentioned before, how you want to really enjoy this part of your career. You're not trying to rush anything. As you move forward, what do you think you'll take away from tonight as you move on, besides listening to your corner?
Just not letting everything and all the bright lights and everything like throw you off. Like just staying focused, locked in. This is what we train for, so it's just another day in the office for me.
Second fight with Golden Boy. What do you like about them putting you here your second fight in Las Vegas? You were under the bright lights and you showed out.
I feel like I'm just going to keep performing, and they want to keep me fighting, keep me busy, so let's do it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, Rocket Edwards brings up Rocket Ishmael, Rocket Clemens, from Houston. But this dude is going to open up a lot of eyes right there. With that work ethic that he has and the approach that he has. And said it, listen to my corner. What a concept.
Rocket Ishmael, I'm impressed with that one. Notre Dame, right?
Notre Dame. Notre Dame.
How about the Rocket Man, Elton John?
Oh, there you go. Let's look at the highlights of a fight that only went 2:08. It was all Rocket Edwards.
No, man, you could see the Olympic pedigree by the punch selection, being smart, bending down. Look at that jab right there. He's throwing away that jab just to land the right hand. He came up sneaky with that uppercut. He had to watch out what's coming back from a sneaky fighter in Rhodes trying to land that hook. But once you get that angle, once you get those right hands landed, look at this. I love the balance. I love the fact that he wasn't falling off, wasn't smothering himself, didn't square himself up. Everything was real loose and fluid. Beautiful shot right there. Look at this angle right here, Beto. Get in the angle. That's legal right there. That is legal. You got an angle, punch from that angle. You got that advantage. Go ahead and take advantage of it.
2-0 for Edwards, who said he wants to fight 4 times this year. And the way Golden Boy is going to move him, they're going to step him up in competition. This one was scheduled for 6 rounds. And he's now 2-0 with 2 stoppages. Let's look at the CompuBox numbers. The total punches thrown, of course, all going to be on the side of Edwards, landing 54% of his punches thrown. All right, so 3 fights done. We had a KO for Caden Griffiths. Post-Pacheco went the distance. Joshua Edwards with a KO. 2 more to go. The co-main and then the main event. DFG against Bek the Bully right here in Las Vegas.
Got some little fishies. That's Princess, Cheeto, and that's Jasper, the other one. So right here is my little, I guess, trophy room, you can call it, whatever you want to call it. But this belt is, that's what changed my life. I fought Carlos Cuadras in 2022. I was supposed to fight like a regular 10-round fight, and then, you obviously know the story. Whoever, keeps up with my career, they know what happened. And yeah, ever since then, my life has been a whole lot different.
What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah, all day, baby.
That's my nephew right there. Just being around my brother, my dad, my friends, it just makes it a better environment, just a little bit more fun. It's better than working out by myself just because I got other people to work around with. I started boxing when I was 9. I started at a gym called San Fernando, and I was training with one of my friends' dad, Rick Medina. He's the one that started us out, and then I think about 2 weeks until training, that's when Mario Barrio's dad picked us up, and we all started working together. And ever since then, we just kept in touch, and we came up together pretty much.
Time. Take his hand. Good job.
Today, just shadow box, hit the bag, keep the flow going pretty much. Just stay ready until I get that fight day and head out to camp.
I was gonna do Franco School of Boxing at first, but then Bam was like, nah, let's do something different. And he came up with Top Dog Boxing. He was saying that we're the top dogs of the city. He was like, so let's do the Top Dog. I was like, all right. So we went with that, and I mean, it played out really good. Everybody likes it. For the most part, he's always does everything perfect. So I'm just here just to watch him and be here with him and stuff. Having him here in the gym too is badass. You know, the kids see him and they look up to him, so it's cool.
Whenever I shadow box, I just try to picture myself either against my opponent or just trying to better my own skill, my own technique. But what goes to my head, I don't know, just trying to better myself overall, really.
Hey everyone, I'm Ariel.
And I'm Addict. Can we just get straight to it, please? Special guest every single week.
We're gonna see a beast.
I'm gonna absolutely annihilate this.
Oh my God, this guy is a drama queen.
All the hard-hitting debate from the world of boxing.
How good is that? Every Tuesday, live on DAZN.
Summer on DAZN.
What an occasion, what an atmosphere.
Goes to the end zone, touchdown!
Oh yes, once again when it matters. We are bows out, look at this go.
It's been a superb run, pure masterclass.
What a comeback.
This summer on DAZN.
Summer's gonna be hot on the zone. It's about 100 degrees in Las Vegas where we're at for Golden Boy Fight Night. And next Friday, don't miss the 10-round showdown between Brandon Moore and the undefeated Stanley Wright. Then Saturday, Fabio Wardley will fight the WBO world #1 contender Justice Hooney in a heavyweight showdown. And finally on Sunday, Jai Opetaia is set to defend his IBF in the ring belts against undefeated Claudio Squale at Gold Coast Convention Center in Australia. All that included in your subscription to 185 or more fights annually. And don't forget to check out our stacked upcoming schedule, but remember, combat sports is not all you get on DAZN.
Yeah. 4 1/4 wide, 4.5 deep. Nothing's changed. Well, maybe a little's changed.
Big fights keep coming up on DAZN. June 28th, part of a great card. It's Jake Paul against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And the unified cruiserweight champ, Zurdo Ramirez, defends his titles against Juniel Dorticos. The third Ring Magazine show will take place on July 12th in Queens, New York. Headlined by 2 main events, Edgar Berlanga against Shiraz, and then Shakur Stevenson takes on Cameron Cepeda. And then from London, July 19th, Usyk and Dubois rematch for the undisputed heavyweight title. Catch all the hard-hitting action live on DAZN. Now, let's go to Brandy Flores, who's with Oscar De La Hoya.
Here with the Golden Boy himself, we just watched Josh Edwards knock out his opponent in the first round. Just your takeaway from that, and what have you seen from him in just a short period of time?
Well, I'm calling right now that Josh Edwards is the future of the heavyweight division. He's only 2-0. I know people are saying, what are you talking about? Well, obviously I know what I'm talking about. You know, being I don't have to remind you. but his skill level, his fluid punches, his footwork, but his power, and I like the fact that his trainers are bulking him up. He's about, what, 220, 230 right now? So we want him at 240, 245. He's going to be somebody to reckon with in the near future, because now we're going to put him right back on June 28th underneath Jake Paul and Cesar Chavez. So we're excited for Joshua.
And speaking of that card, Golden Boy working with MVP Promotions, just the ability for you to put these fights together, something that the fans want to see. Why is that important to you?
Well, look, I mean, I've always prided myself in working with everybody to try and make the best fights possible. I'll work with Top Rank, I'll work with MVP, I'll work with anybody, with Eddie Hearn, to make the best fights possible, and that's exactly what I want to do. That's exactly what we're doing with Jake Paul, MVP. We have the co-main event, which is going to be incredible. Zurdo Ramirez against Torticos to unify the world titles, but a special fight with Kid Floyd Schofield, which is going to go up against Tevin Farmer. Now, that fight right there is main event worthy. That fight right there, the winner will become a star. And I believe that Kid Austin has his hands full. I believe he has to be on his A game. I believe that they are ready. I believe that they have a great team and they're ready to work, ready to go and knock out. But Tevin Farmer, you cannot sleep on him. I love Tevin Farmer because he's a working man's fighter. He works hard. He goes out there and just puts it all on the line. We know what he did with William Cepeda. So imagine if Kid Austin can go in there and destroy Tevin Farmer. We'll have a star.
And Zurdo Ramirez, as you mentioned, also on that card, defending one of his belts. What do you want to see from him? And do you think, is there any added pressure for him because he is facing a mandatory?
No, yeah, he is facing a mandatory, but there's no added pressure whatsoever. He does have a lot of great fights ahead of him. If he wants to maybe go up against the winner of Jake Paul and Julio Cesar Chavez, you never know. Maybe Jake Paul put him on the card for that reason. You know, that's the way Jake Paul thinks. I know how you're thinking, Jake, so, you know, let's talk soon. But I'm excited. I'm really excited to announce that I'm talking to PBC, and we are going to make the best fights happen for the world to watch. All our roster at Golden Boy is going to go up against PBC in the near future, and that's what we're putting together, and I'm super excited because we have a lot of great matches. I mean, you talk about Pitbull, you talk about Benavidez with possibly a Zurdo in the near future. I mean, Virgil Ortiz against Zoo or Keith Thurman or whoever they want to throw at him from PBC. Let's go, we're ready.
Yeah, that sounds very exciting, especially for fans. And then, of course, talking about your own stable with Zurdo, you mentioned if Jake Paul handles business and Zurdo handles business, that fight coming up, could that be possible? But also, somebody else was making noise in the cruiserweight division, Jayo Pataya. What do you think of that also?
Of what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Jayo Pataya for Zurdo.
Yeah, no, that's a big possibility as well. But look, one thing right now is that Zurdo has a mandatory that is going to be very tough, June 28th on DAZN. But if we get through that, if Benavidez is going to come and tell me, Oscar, let's fight Zurdo, we're obviously making that. That's a huge fight with PBC. So I'm excited for the future. Golden Boy, PBC, let's go.
And July 12th, William Cepeda, who you've mentioned, is going to take on Shakur Stevenson. Yeah. Shakur, a very defensive, clinically boxer.
Right.
How do you think Cepeda needs to come to in order to actually get past that defense?
Look, it's going to be very difficult, but I keep talking to William Cepeda, and he keeps telling me and promising me, Oscar, he has the perfect style for me. Trust me, I'm going to run him out of the ring. And I'm thinking, wait, Shakur is no slouch. Shakur is, you know, he has that defense that is very hard to crack. Obviously, it can be broken, but it's very difficult. If William Cepeda is in his A game and he puts the constant pressure that he's used to, I don't know, because Shakur Stevenson, everybody knows he has brittle hands. Everybody knows it. He doesn't punch too hard, or that's what people say. Until you're in the ring with him, right? That's when you get hit and you feel the punch. But I strongly feel that on paper, this is a great matchup. It's a perfect opportunity for the winner to come out victorious and become a star.
And tonight's main event, of course, very important. Golden Boy Fight Night, the whole point is to put the best against the best, especially with these young prospects. It's a really tough matchup. What do you see from this main event that's about to come up?
Well, look, I mean, Darius Fulghum, we've been developing him nicely. Bek the Bully, we've been developing him. Obviously, Rosado had a great win against Bek the Bully, great knockout, one-punch knockout, which was heard around the world. And he's back, and it's like he's lost nothing. So I think this is a great matchup. This is a great developmental, but it's a developmental where the winner here is gonna be in line for a world title. So this is really do or die for both fighters at a young stage in their career. But this is what Golden Boy is all about. You have to fight, you have to perform in order to move on to the next stage.
Oscar, we're looking forward to everything that Golden Boy has planned in the future, and of course the main event tonight. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Oscar De La Hoya with some news. So Joshua Edwards is on the Jake Paul Chavez card after that knockout, and Golden Boy working with PBC, their roster against their roster. Oh my, Oscar says he's gonna work with everybody. Well, gonna make it happen soon. It's time for our co-feature in Las Vegas. The sun is setting here in the desert. Time for the co-main. Eric Priest, the taller fighter, and the longer reach advantage against the veteran who lives now in Vegas, Cuba Arias. Joe Martinez, bring him out.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, middleweights are ready to take center ring in our co-main event tonight, scheduled for 10 rounds. And first to make his way to the ring, he's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Please welcome Luis Arias.
Luis Arias, Cuba is the nickname. Give it to him when he was a little kid in Milwaukee. He said, hey, your dad's Cuban, right? So you're little Cuba. Grew up, he's now just Cuba. Living here in Las Vegas, training with Jorge Capetillo. Getting great work. 22-4-1. He said it's different now with the Capetillo training camp. Locked in. I know my career is taking 2 steps forward, a step back, 2 steps forward, a step back. He's like, no, not now. I'm 34. I am better than I've ever been.
And his opponent tonight hails from Kansas City, Kansas. Here is the heavy-handed middleweight, undefeated Eric Priest.
Kansas City, Kansas, Eric Priest. Yes, he does look like a model. He used to be a Wilhelmina model. Korean mother, represents his pride very well, but he's all about boxing. Like, I know, everybody's gonna say this, say that, but I am a fighter. I can get in there and mix it up. Training at Brick House Gym, the same gym as Zurdo Ramirez, with Julian Chua, an excellent young trainer. Been bouncing around from different gyms, different trainers. He's found something with Julian. So for the Priest, who's 15-0 with 8 KOs, signed to Golden Boy about a year ago. Here he is in the co-main in the middleweight division. Coming off a win over Tyler Howard in January.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with our co-main event of the evening. This bout scheduled for 10 rounds, and it is for the WBA Continental North American Middleweight Championship. The WBA supervisor in attendance for this bout, Julio Tai. The 3 judges scoring at ringside, Eric Jake, Max DeLuca, and Patricia Morse-Jarman. Inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Alan Huggins. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks trimmed in silver. He weighed in officially 159.5 pounds. In 27 professional fights, he brings an outstanding record, standing at 22 victories, 4 defeats, 1 draw, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Here's the challenger from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Here is Luis Arias. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing tan and white, trimmed in red, he weighed in 159.75 pounds. In 15 bouts, this young professional is perfect in the ring. 15 victories, no defeats, 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning, defending, undefeated WBA Continental North American Middleweight Champion from Kansas City, Kansas. Here is Eric.
Okay, gentlemen, you both received your instructions. Obey my command at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Anything from here on up is good. Anything from here on up is good. Touch gloves. Good luck to you.
Third out. Alan Higgins, the third man in the ring for Eric Priest, who's 15-0 with 8 KOs. A definite big test for Eric Priest tonight, as the veteran Luis Arias, who's a plus 500 underdog here in Las Vegas, is thinking upset because he feels different. And Sergio, you're saying he's a live dog.
Very live dog. Look, man, I've been following Luis Arias for some time now. When he went the distance with Daniel Jacobs, I was impressed. When he beat Jared Hurd, I was really impressed. This is a guy he's kind of one of these guys that never gets an opportunity, but when he does get an opportunity, he can either upset you or just give you everything and really make it tough for you. We're going to find out a lot about Eric Priest in this fight, because it's do or die. Last chance for Arias.
Yeah, Arias said, I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't want to be a gatekeeper. He's on the B-side tonight against the undefeated hot prospect Eric Priest, who, with the distance with Tyler Howard in his last fight in January, controlled that fight, and everybody can tell him, this is going to be your toughest test. Passed that with flying colors. Actually, training with Julian Chua, they feel like they have a different connection now. One of the things is letting him sit down on his punches for Priest in the white.
Yeah, right now I like what I see with Priest. He's using the entire ring right now. He's not staying in front of Arias too long. He's going left, he's going right, keeping the fight in the middle of the ring. That's what he's going to have to do to beat a tough guy like Arias. Stay off the ropes, keep the fight right in the center.
And Jorge Capetillo, the trainer for Arias, said we need to come out aggressive and be first, and he's doing that.
Good shot by Arias. He landed a good right hand. Priest ate that
Don't push
up.
him off. Don't push him off.
And for Arias, with those 4 losses and a draw at 34, yeah, I don't want to be the gatekeeper, but if you're losing, you're getting pushed that way. A win turns things around for you.
That's actually one of the first questions I had for him when we spoke to him in a fighter meeting. I wanted to see where his head was at, where his pride was at. Yeah. And you know what? He gave me the right response. He had hunger in his voice. He said all the right things. It's a last chance, and he knows it.
There's so many fighters, you know, they start off young, the hot prospect, bigger shows, and you see them in their mid-30s, like, okay, do they have it, or are they just here for the check? It's Arias like, no, I got that fire still.
This is a perfect opportunity for him to upset the apple cart. I mean, Eric Priest, there's a lot to like about him.
Absolutely.
But he needs to get tested. I want to see how he reacts when he gets, you know, in a rough fight. Arias likes to make it rough. The only way that Luis Arias wins this fight is if he makes it a tough and rugged fight. And Priest shouldn't allow that.
Yeah, Priest should be boxing and controlling this fight. If you're the hot prospect, right?
Which is what he's doing right now. I like the bounce in his feet. You know, he's keeping the range. He's using his advantages. I like that quick jab right there. So far, so good. But when you're dealing with veterans, you know, these early rounds, they're letting you be the young man. They're letting you use your youth and vigor. The experience will come in later.
10 seconds to go in the opening round. This was scheduled for 10, our co-feature, Golden Boy Fight Night from Las Vegas.
no rush. You don't gotta rush anything. Take a deep breath. Hey, I don't want you to get that in your head, though, all right? Listen to me. I don't want you to get that in your head, okay? Look, keep working that stiff jab, okay? Every time you guys have distance between each other, use that stiff jab. If you think he's gonna counter, you feint him, okay? Now, when you get to the ropes, you know he's gonna look for either that right hook to the body or the right hand over the top, okay? Remember, your priority is to pivot off the rope, okay? You get him back on that jab. Of course. Yeah, okay? Keep letting all your combinations come off your jab. Don't try to throw anything without it. You understand? Your combinations come off of your jab. Yes, sir. Behind the jab. Yes, sir,
Okay? Priest saying he doesn't hit hard, and Julian Chu telling him, don't worry about that.
Yeah, power's always at the end of the list. Like I said earlier, Beto, it's technique, it's speed, it's a lot of things. Punch placement, punch selection, power comes in the end.
But Priest asking, was that my round?
Yeah, well,
should he worry about that?
No, he shouldn't worry about that. He should just be worried about jabbing, keeping the fight in the middle of the ring, and following instructions. I love Julian Chu. I love listening to Julian Chu in the corner. It's concise, it's to the point, and he says all the right things at the right time.
Yeah. Julian Chu trained at Wild Card with Freddie Rhodes and Marvin Sonorio, now at Brickhouse Boxing in Southern California. He has Zurdo Ramirez there. Good environment at the Brickhouse gym. And for Arias, who's been going for different trainers, he was at Churchill in Southern California. He was with Salas here in Las Vegas, where these two actually sparred once, but neither of them really remembers. Nothing memorable there.
Yeah, Arias is going to have to move his head, make Priest miss in order for him to get off balance. It's put Priest off balance. Priest has really good footwork. Nice in and out style.
Okay, got it.
So in order to get him off that rhythm, you're going to have to foot feint. You're going to have to get him in position, you know, get him to react to something that's not there. Then you attack with your aggression. That's what Arias needs to do. See, that's what you don't want to do is make an easy target for Priest. You know, you don't want to give him a target. You want to keep your head movement, defense. Don't let him touch nothing. Even though those punches aren't landing, Beto, they're not landing cleanly on the face, or they land on the glove. You get a good, gets good to you. You get a rhythm. You find some comfort. But when you make them miss, you're making them second guess. That's what you want to do with young fighters. Make them miss.
There's Arias who's missing.
Let it go. Stop.
And Arias rough.
Stop, okay? Listen, all right?
Salty vet moves right there.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to expect from Luis Arias. That's what you're always expecting when you're going to see an Arias fight. Once he gets on the inside, he works the body, both hands, comes over the top. He makes it rough in there. That's his fight.
It's our co-feature, the main event still to come of Darius, Fulghum, and Bek the Bully here in Las Vegas.
That's a good jab right there by Priest. You know, on the inside, on the outside, I like that.
Step back. Watch your hands, okay? Watch your hands, okay?
Referee Alan Huggins with a warning for both of them. Be careful. As the second round is winding down. Good shot from Priest.
Nice shot. That perfect timing there by Eric Priest.
And the time is Arias hit after.
1 point deduction.
And he's getting a point deducted.
Already?
1 point deduction. I told you before. Listen, okay? No hitting on the break. Time in. Box.
Alan Huggins is not messing around. Arias has been warned, hit on the break, and loses a point.
Okay? Listen to me, all right?
I don't like that point deduction, Beto. Way too early.
It's a 10-8 round for Priest. The final club to qualify for the highly anticipated FIFA Club World Cup 2025 will be determined tomorrow when LAFC takes on a Mexican squad, Club America. They're going to go head-to-head in a high-stakes play-in match at BMO Stadium in LA. Remember, all tournament matches will be live-streamed for free on DAZN.com beginning June 14th.
Nice right hand. Beautiful shot right there. He caught Arias coming in. And look, man, one punch was free. One arm was free. He was able to punch with that free hand. I didn't like that point deduction at all by Alan Huggins. Let the man fight on the inside. That's how Arias is going to win this fight, by making it rough.
Yeah, Huggins was holding their hand.
Yeah, that was terrible deduction.
Yeah, you would be more of a warning. But
One harsh warning would have done it, but right away to deduct the point, not good.
That's big. Eric Priest in 2024 had decision wins over Luca Loso and Jose Sanchez Charles. He swept the cards, but they were pedestrian-like, where he didn't leave anything where you're like, oh my God, I gotta see him. Got the work, got the experience.
Oh, good shot.
But he looks different today.
Good shot by Priest. Beautiful right hand.
Priest coming out aggressive. This isn't the Priest we saw last year, and he's letting his hands go with combinations.
No, it is not. This is exactly what we want to see from Eric Priest. But it was a nice short right hand that hurt Arias.
Arias trying to get off the ropes, and he does it to the middle of the round, but he's got his hands up as Priest is controlling this round. All Eric Priest in the first minute.
I did not expect this from Eric Priest, man. This is beautiful combination punching. Every punch in the book, being responsible defensively, not smothering himself. Excellent work by Priest.
I've never seen Priest look like this, and I've called all of his Golden Boy fights.
Don't swing him around. Don't swing him around. That's exactly what you got to do, is swing him around. Yeah.
Hands free.
Arias swinging, missing, finally gets an uppercut through. Priest keeps on coming. Halfway through the third round. Man, he's looking really good. Hook from Priest as he gets out of there. Bouncing on his toes in white and red.
Step back. No kicking punches, okay? Box.
Keeps on throwing that jab is Priest. Then he follows it up with a hook. Arias with a hook of his own. Right hand and a hook from Arias. He's fighting back with a minute to go in the third.
Nice hook there by Arias. That's what something that Priest shouldn't do. He fights tall, shouldn't pull back with his head in the air. Even though his hand was up, he can still get clipped.
Arias with a body shot.
You got to stay low if you're a taller fighter. You got to stay low and pivot out.
Stop. Step back. Box.
Nice jab right there, popping that jab.
It's been so effective here in the third round for Priest, that jab. Big swing and a miss for the kid from Kansas.
Yeah, Priest was trying to set up that uppercut, but you know, it's a dangerous punch to throw as a lead punch. Arias was coming over the top of the right hand. Priest was looking for that uppercut. It'll serve Eric Priest right to start jabbing and boxing like he was in the first, second round. Don't exchange, not this early against Arias, not against a veteran.
Excellent third round for Eric Priest.
Hold it. Come in through the nose, hold it. Feel your heart slow. Come on, hold it. Hold it. You're breathing. Oh. Good. Slow it down. Okay?
This is Eric Priest, an aggressive Eric Priest right there. That right hand was nice, but he landed a delayed jab that broke the monotony and then popped him with that right hand. Perfect shot. See, it wasn't a 1-2 right off the bat, Beto. It was a 1 with a pause. Then he came with that right hand perfectly. And this is where the referee, Alan Huggins, is getting a little bit too much involved. This is exactly what fighters do. Yes, he used his arm to maneuver him around, but that's what you see in the gym. That's what you do often. That's what you get taught. It wasn't worth the harsh warning for that. I don't like to see referees get involved way too much. We already seen a point deduction. You don't need to get involved anymore.
And Priest sprints out of his corner. Already had a 10-8 round in the second as Arias had a point deducted for hitting late. This is a different Eric Priest.
Good right hand right there by Arias. That's what he needs to do. He needs to use his disadvantage in height. You know, you can get yourself smaller and come over the top with the looping shots of a taller fighter. But you got to set that up with jabs downstairs, with foot feints, and get the younger fighter to get overconfident to come over the top.
The game plan from Capetillo for Arias was come out, be first, be aggressive, take charge. It's not working, Sergio.
No, it is not yet at least.
Yeah, we were talking about it before, about how Priest has been the slower starter, hasn't got out of third gear many times. No, not tonight. At least so far.
No, he needed it. I think he needed it against a veteran like Luis Arias. You know, you gotta let him know that you're not the young in here. Just because you're the young bull doesn't mean that you're gonna let the old bull take control.
You see the total punches thrown through 3 rounds.
Arias should be jabbing at the belly. There you go. That's what you need to do as a shorter fighter. Aim at the chest and jab your way in, aiming at the midsection of Priest. And more upper body movement. That's what I want to see from Arias. In order to break that distance, you got to do it responsibly. Moving your head, making yourself smaller and smaller.
Priest able to escape whenever he wants.
There you go. That's what I want to see from Arias. You want to start digging the body.
Good jab from Arias.
That's what I don't want to see from Arias, is looping over the shot, over the top, missing like that, falling off balance. As an older fighter, that takes away your legs when you miss.
Overhand right. Sergio, to that point, Capetio was telling me when Arias getting his hand grabbed, he's like, Arias has a tendency to fall in love with the overhand shot. We don't want that. We want to go to the body.
Hands free.
And look, there's nothing wrong with those overhand shots, but you got to fool your opponent into them. You got to get your opponent to get lazy and just start thinking of body. You know, you jab them downstairs, throw a right hands to the body, let them get a little bit overconfident. Then you come over the top. You know, smart young fighters like Eric Priest, they're not going to fall for that right off the bat. You gotta fool them into it. You gotta lie to them early. There you go.
And he goes upstairs, says Arias in red.
That was a good combination of the body by Luis Arias.
Final seconds of the 4th round. This was scheduled for 10. Our co-main is starting to heat up. DFG, our main event for Golden Boy Fight Night. 14-0, 12 KOs. They show him inside the building. Big reaction for the man from Houston. Uzbekistan's own Bektemir Melikuziev, training in Indio, California. The Bully is the nickname. 15-1, 10 KOs, 2 young fighters putting it on the line. That's coming up next.
Go back, scoot back a bit.
I was ready to go. Middleweights going at it. It's just Eric Priest with a different energy tonight. I like it.
Yeah, and he needs it, man. He needs to be alpha in there and dominate a guy. You can't give a guy like Arias too much confidence. He's been in there with the better names, the former champions. You can't let him get comfortable. You got to make him feel like the older fighter.
Arias coming off a win 84 days ago where he went to India. Knocked out Shiva Thakran, a big-time fighter in India. Like, how does the kid from Milwaukee end up there? He's like, I was just looking for a fight. They offered it, and I went. Anthony Pettis, the MMA fighter, said, I have a connection for you. And that's what he did.
Hands free.
But he's 4-4-1 in his last 9 after starting off 18-0. Let's go to Julian Chua.
Julian, we have a very active Priest right now. What do you like from him so far?
No, I like what he's doing. He's following our game plan. He spent a little bit more than I wanted him to when he bursted over there, but for the most part, he's boxing beautifully.
And he's controlling the fight. What have you been telling him in between rounds?
Just to not load up so much, you know. He just needs to let his punches flow, just like that. Smooth shots. Don't tense up before he punches. Good defense. Come back off that roll.
Thank you, Julian.
Smooth shots.
Yep, I agree with Julian Chua. You know, you don't want to overload and put too much power in between with the shots or with a veteran. Guys like Arias can catch and counter really easily. You want to make it difficult for them. You got to use the entire ring. Use your youth, your vigor, your jabs.
Priest with a couple of body shots landed as Arias is making the effort to go to the body. Right hand from Arias, that connects flush. Priest with the jab.
The early rounds you could expect the younger, fresher fighter to do well, but the second half where the veteran in Arias should do better. If he plans on winning this fight and getting back to a big fight, he needs to make it rough. This is his fight right here. Once he gets on the inside, make it rough.
Arias been there, done that.
And jab your way in. There you go, jab your way in, dig to the body.
10 seconds to go in round number 5. Everything that Priest is throwing gets a big reaction from his fan base.
Yes, sir. Bien, respira fuerte, respira fuerte. Ahí va. Bien, ok, respírame fuerte. Respírame fuerte, agua. Ven, agua. Ven, agua. No, no. Espere. No hay nada, está limpio esta madre. Vamos abajo, Luis, por el punto. Tienes que apretar.
Nice body work there by Arias, but you could see that Priest was just looking to catch and counter in between the shots. Staying real cool, real calm in the mix. I like that little uppercut right there, but he needs to watch out with the looping shots. That's what he told us that Arias does really well. He makes it rough and rugged and comes over the top.
Reminder, there was a 10-8 round in the second round after Arias was deducted a point for hitting late.
Thank you. Good job. Box.
As Priest was saying, this is the toughest fight of my career, but the battles between me and me. That's what he said has been the problem with him is, even though he's undefeated, he's been having battles between myself on how I want to do and then the result that I put in, but I know how good I can be.
Priest looking sharp with that jab right now. Look at that, tripling it up, moving to his left, not letting Arias do that. Nice body shots, but missed that overhand right. That's the one that Arias is looking for, that lightning in the bottle, one punch knockout. He's not gonna find it as long as Priest is looking this sharp, not staying in front of him and not getting lazy.
Being calm and collected, Eric Priest. The strength and conditioning coach telling us that his resting heart rate is at 37.
Hands free, hands free.
Just nice and
don't hit
in
behind
control.
the head, okay? Do not hit behind the head. You understand that? Well, back up, back up, back up, back up. Box. And go.
Arias, for a guy who wanted to be in charge, he's being moved back.
Yeah, this is an important round for Arias, who needs to make a statement, needs to land something, meaningful to turn this fight around. Because right now, the younger fighters having his way, moving.
Yeah, like it. You want another point? You wanted him again. As Eric Priest said, I saw him fight when I was in high school when he fought Gabe Rosado. That was a draw back in 2018. That was a fight where both guys put a $10,000 side bet him against Rosado.
Nice shot there by Arias. Priest stuck down to his right and stayed there a little bit too long. You can't do that with veterans.
Watch your heads, watch your heads.
But is Arias doing anything or enough to win the round?
Not yet, but at least he has landed some shots in this round.
Good shot from Priest.
Hands free.
Man, Eric Priest is looking good.
Yeah, he's looking sharp, really sharp, and taking chances. It's not like he's not, staying there for Arias to have success. He's breaking down Arias. He's moving him back. He's pushing him. I like that push right there.
Take charge.
Take charge, absolutely. Forget the referee. He's warning you too much. This is a fight.
deep breath. You're good. You're more than good. Listen to me, okay? When you're stepping up to him, I want you to whip your right hand on the body a couple of times, then drop and go over the top, okay? Like I said, you're gonna have to trick him into something, right? The regular shit is not gonna work.
IBF heavyweight champion Daniel Dubois looks for redemption against the WBA, WBO, and WBC heavyweight champ Usyk in a highly anticipated rematch for the undisputed title July 19th at Wembley Stadium. The first fight was won by Usyk, but was not without controversy following a hotly debated low blow. Look at the replays.
Yeah, you could see that Arias is looking for something over the top, but he's not setting it up with body shots. Look at that body shot right there on the inside by Priest. Nice little short hook in the inside. Love everything I'm seeing by Priest right now. Everything behind a responsible long jab too.
Hands me, don't push.
Jorge Capetillo sends
good shot there by Arias.
Text every morning. Jale no para, you gotta work. Pretty sure that's the message now because they're running out of time and Arias coming out with a different energy, but Priest is right there to counter.
This is where we're gonna find out if what Luis Arias told us in the fighter meeting. This is last chance for him. You need to make it like it's your last chance. You gotta take the fight from this younger fighter. Take chances, put yourself at risk, and throw caution to the wind.
Like you said, I'm not being used here. I can make something happen, but it's Priest who's making everything happen. Controlling the fight, dominating the fight, Eric Priest.
This is the best I've seen Eric Priest so far.
This is the prospect that they signed.
And you can see that the veteran, the sly veteran in Arias trying to set up a nice wide left hook right there, but it's not. Priest is not falling for it right now. Priest is very responsible defensively behind that jab.
Time out. Listen, I'm giving you a hard warning, okay? Don't do that anymore. Knock it off. Next time it's gonna cost you. Time in. Box.
Hard warning, not a point.
He should have gave a hard warning earlier before he took away the initial point.
You heard it here in the 7th.
Hands free.
Remember, Julian Toole was told by Eric Priest at the end of the first round, he doesn't hit hard about Arias. So Priest is just standing there.
Hands free, hands free.
Well, Arias has never been a puncher. You know, he's more of a workman-like guy, a tough guy. He doesn't punch hard, but he takes a big punch. And his experience, he knows how to make himself small. He's a rugged fighter. Oh, nice jab to the body right there by Priest. Walking back, walking down Arias now. No respect for the veteran.
None at all. So what did Julian Toole mean when he said we're gonna have to trick him into something?
Well, what the instructions that he was giving Priest was exactly the instructions that I was saying that Luis Arias should be doing. He should be jabbing the body, trying to fool Priest into something over the top. That's what you do. That's what they're wanting on the side of Eric Priest. Touch him downstairs and come over the top with a looping punch. Good body shots there by Eric Priest.
Watch your heads, watch your heads. Stop. Step back. Box.
Yeah, you can see that Arias, the older fighter, 34-year-old fighter, he didn't like those body shots. You can see how his elbows are going down a little bit. I don't know if Priest recognizes that.
See Priest just jump on him right away.
More body shots, especially double up those shots. Aging fighters don't like body shots.
Well, who does?
Well, who does, yeah, but it takes away their legs a lot faster.
Watch your heads, 10 seconds.
So you can see there's not that much.
Arm punches.
Yeah, they're arm punches. The power's away from Arias. The strength is away from those punches thanks to those body shots.
And Priest closes round number 7 strong. Virgin Hotel is where we're at. Used to be the Hard Rock. You got some memories here, don't you?
I do. I mean, my last fight as a professional was right here. Hard Rock.
And Eric Priest trying to show you something, Sergio Mora.
Yes, he is. And look, man, little short shot. That's a veteran move right there. He was able to use his left hand. He was able to use his left hand to paw off Arias to come with that right hand. The referee didn't give him a warning. That you can't do, but yet he gives Arias a warning for holding right there. You can't paw with your left hand and try to set up a punch and then zero in with that right hand.
Thumbs out. Stay right there. Stay right there.
So your last fight here against who? Margarito?
No, it was Perro Angulo.
Oh, Perro Angulo, my bad.
Yeah, 2018 with Alfredo Angulo. That's when I knew it was done for me, though.
Did you win?
Yeah, I won.
But you still were like, no, I'm done.
I knew I was done. I was 38 years old, I believe, and I didn't have the legs anymore.
Well, that's one of the three. Arias, who says, I run 10 miles with Brandon Moreno. I feel great in the conditioning. I've been pushing myself. But still, 34, a lot of wear. It looks like he's starting to slow down in round number 8.
Yeah, but you know what? The older you get, you know, the running is not... The running is not really what you should be doing. It's more, you know, quick twitch muscles, sprints, you know. You don't want to do just, you know, long distance running. That's actually working against you.
Let's hear what the corner of Arias has to say.
Here with Jorge Capetillo, the trainer for Arias. What do you see from him? What does he need to adjust?
I think what I want him to do is to use a little more just to get inside and stay in the pocket using the laterals, you know, using the uppercuts, using the body shots. Luis, en el pocket, en adentro. Ahí, mijo, mueve la cintura, ahí viene el jab. Yo con la recta. Gancho y recta, Luis. Vamos, mijo, mide.
And what about the point deduction from that second round? What do you think of that?
I think it was too quick, to be honest, but it's what it is, you know. We got to stay focused, and we got to keep the chair, make sure that he's good. I think he's doing good, and we see. You know, everything can change in a blink of the eye, and I hope he can make it for his family.
And what's the message to him going to be in this next round?
I want him to stay in the inside, in the inside pocket, touching and breaking his body, looking for the hook.
Thank you, Jorge.
Arias looking for that check left hook, but Priest is being responsible, keeping that right hand up. You can see that Arias can't compete with the youth and the punches with Priest, but he's trying to set up Priest in between the shots. That's what veterans do when they can't compete with the youth anymore. They just try to time you with one shot.
And it's Priest who's slipping punches, ducking punches. He's not falling for any of that.
No, he's not. That's what I mean, responsible. Because right now you can see Arias is a winded fighter. The power's not behind those punches anymore. Now he's just looking for one shot, that looping shot.
He doesn't have that one punch knockout power, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's never had that, but he's a strong puncher. But I just think he's dealing with someone really sharp today.
And I don't see Priest making any kind of mistakes.
Nope. He's very, and he's sharp tonight, man.
And he's locked in.
I would like to see more body shots by Priest, but other than that, man, he's looking great. And what a feather in his cap if he can be the second man to stop a tough guy like Luis Arias.
Yeah, Erickson Lubin stopped him.
And Lubin's a big puncher.
Yeah.
You know, so that'll be a big statement by Priest if he can do that. But if he's gonna do it, he's gonna have to keep chopping him down in body shots.
And there you see Capetillo getting into the corner. His son, Brandon.
Luis, mírame. ¿Estás bien? ¿Estamos bien?
Are you good?
Respira. Ven, no te rindas, Luis. Respira fuerte.
Breathe.
Luis, no lo
Don't
dejes.
give up.
Es decir, cuando lo cargas es cuando te estás...
Listen, when you back up is when you have success. I need you to get angles on him. I need you to touch him upstairs and rip him downstairs. You gotta stay on top of him, man. When you get on the inside, wrestle him. Get rough. Some water.
Agua, señores. Gracias. Agüita, señores. Vamos, mijo. ¿Oíste, Luis? Aquí está. Ven. Vamos, Luis. Vamos por esa niña, mijo. 2 rounds te quedan. Tienes que sacar.
2 more rounds. Come on. You gotta give it everything. Show me your heart in this round.
Vamos, Luis.
Capetillo's going to the emotional part. There's some instructions there, but it's also digging into the hearts.
Yeah, man, that's what you want from your corner, man. Yeah, I mean, you want that voice that you trust with the instructions, but you also want someone to motivate you with passion.
Arias is running out of time. It's just Eric Priest looking so good here at our co-main.
Yeah, this is so far the best I've seen Eric Priest. Sharp, responsible, you know, throwing the right combinations, smart combinations.
Yeah, in 2023, Priest had a fight with El Vecino, Simon Madsen, who's from Cancun, but he's from Norway. And they went back and forth, and Priest it was rugged, but he passed that test. And then the way he looks tonight, just completely different. The jabs from Priest, 214 thrown through 8 rounds.
Yeah, that's what I really liked in the beginning. You know, when he came out jabbing. That's a beautiful thing to see from a young kid with only 15 fights. You know, you pop him with that jab, use your footwork, make the older fighter feel every bit his 34 years old. You know, that's how you take the fight out of veterans. You know, you make them feel their age. You can see that Arias is falling off balance. He doesn't throw more than 2 shots anymore because now it's costing him too much. It takes too much strength. This is when Priest, if he wants to knock out, this is when he goes chase it.
Step back. Good job, good job.
Yeah, the box crew at CompuBox, they're just sitting there looking at every jab that Priest was throwing. He has to stop throwing that jab. He's been very effective from the get-go.
Good body shot there by Arias.
Priest just looks like he's having fun.
Whoa, stop. Stop. Okay, pick it up, okay?
Oh,
just pick it up, okay? All right, pick it up. All right?
It wasn't even...
Step back, step back, step back, step back.
Yeah, when things are going your way. And he went right back to it.
It went, and it was the exact same shot on the shorts.
That's the fighter's frustration of Sergio Mora.
It is. It really is, Beto. I mean, look, a referee has a very difficult job.
Absolutely.
But you also don't want to always be, you know, nagging a fighter. That's how he fights. He's a rugged fighter. He's going to test the boundaries.
And Priest, to his credit, just keeps coming, controlling this fight, going toe-to-toe with Arias.
Yeah, it's like he's looking for the stoppage. You know,
he wants to send that message to the
middleweight. He wants to
middleweight.
make a statement. Yep.
Heading towards the 10th and final round of our co-feature. Eric Priest dominating in Las Vegas. Main event still to come. Here on Golden Boy Fight Night, DFG, Darius Fulghum. Undefeated. Big test for him tonight. Huge step up. Has 12 knockouts, was against limited competition early on in his career. He's been looking strong lately. As he takes on Bek the Bully with Joel Diaz in his corner. Melikuziev, 15-1, 10 KOs on Olympia for Uzbekistan, silver medalist. Came in under the 168-pound limit. He's looking great. His last fight was in this building where he didn't look as strong. What would he give us tonight? That's still to come though, main event. Golden Boy Fight Night.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 10th and final round.
Crowd letting it be known they've been entertained by Luis Arias and Eric Priest, who's just dominating. Is Priest gonna step on that gas? Is he gonna put it in the final gear?
He's going to have to. I mean, I expected him to do this a little earlier, but I just think the legs, the sharpness of Eric Priest hasn't given the older veteran an opportunity to land something big. That's when you actually got to start just focusing on the body of a younger fighter. Even you know, you touch the body and be content with that. Don't load up for shots like that. You know, you break down younger fighters that are fresh on their feet, quicker with their hands. You know, you break them down to the body, you make them make mistakes, get overconfident, then you leap the shots over the top.
Middleweight division is very, very interesting. As you're climbing your way of Eric Priest, I think he's found a good home with Julian Chua and the Brickhouse Boxing crew.
Stop. Listen to him, okay? All right, step back. Box.
He's only 26 years old.
There you go. That's what I wanted to see from Arias earlier, is ripping the body with the hooks like that. That's what's going to actually get the younger fighter to fall for an overhand right. But if you're not lining him, if you're not setting that punch for the later rounds, like right there, that left hook, that would have been set up if he was throwing left hands downstairs.
Too little, too late?
Too little, too late, yeah, because now Priest already got the range down, he got the speed down, he got the timing down, so he's not going to fall for it now.
As the fight progressed, Priest got stronger and looked like he got also really smarter.
That's it. Watch your head. Watch your head.
Avoiding
more comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you want to do with youth. You know, whenever you're fighting a younger fighter, you want to start fast against them because you're the veteran. You don't want to let them get, you know, comfortable in there. Make them feel impose your will, impose your experience.
But it was Eric Priest who imposed his will. And Arias never got comfortable. Oh, there's that right hand that rocks Priest momentarily. A hook from Arias, who's just got to empty the kitchen sink. He's just going upstairs. And why is Priest doing this?
Now, this is what I needed to see from Luis Arias earlier. But Priest is staying on the inside, not moving his head.
That's right. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Letting Arias land that overhand right. And still coming forward.
But why even play with fire if you're controlling this fight?
Because he has no respect for him. He has no respect.
He's asking him to bring it. Eric Priest asked for it. He got it. Final seconds of our co-main. A good one. And it's been all Eric Priest as he lands a hook right at the bell.
Excellent performance by Eric Priest, man. Went through the fire, beat an old veteran and no lion like Luis Arias. This was a statement win and the best name on his young resume.
Absolutely. I know you get brave. I know the fighters are different breeds, but he got caught a couple of times. Just said keep on coming.
I respect it.
Of course. As a fight fan, great. But I looked at Julian Chua in the corner like, no, not this. Not with 30 seconds to go.
No, man. You know, when you have the adrenaline going through your veins, and you know it's the last round, you want to be a showman too, man. You want people here leaving knowing the name Eric Priest.
Absolutely. And Arias, hey, the veteran, not enough tonight. And it was all about Eric Priest, and Jake Paul's going to be back in the ring June 28th when he takes on Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in a cruiserweight bout that he broadcast live on DAZN pay-per-view. Undercard also includes unified cruiserweight title fight between Zurdo Ramirez and Yuniel Dorticos, exclusively on DAZN pay-per-view. Fun final round. A lot of highlights.
Fun because Eric Priest continued coming after taking a big shot like that, right on top of the head. That's what Arias was looking for the entire fight. And those body shots still trying to loop over the top. And what does Eric Priest do? Get on his front foot and want more. Wanted to finish this fight. Give the fans a good experience tonight, man. This was the sharpest, the best, and the most exciting I've seen from Priest.
Absolutely, and to make it official, Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. Here are the judges' totals. Both Eric Cheek and Patricia Morse-Jarman see it 99-90. Max DeLuca, 96-93. All for your winner by unanimous decision. Here's still the undefeated WBA Continental North American Middleweight Champion, Eric Priest.
So, a regional belt for Eric Priest, who gets win number 16, goes the distance. Great quality rounds, the best he's seen as a Golden Boy fighter. Only 26 years old, growing. With Julian Chua, his trainer. There you see Julian. Look, if he can continue to put on shows like this, you're going to want to see more of him.
Hey, listen, Eric Priest is inching closer and closer to the main event spot. And look, right hands like that. That wasn't a 1-2, that was a 3-2 coming around the guard. Creative combination to get on the way in. But it was the footwork that was impressing me with him, using the entire ring, moving his upper body, not letting the sly veteran land anything over the top. Nice right hand landed there by Luis Arias, but it was too far in between. And even when Priest did get hit with check hooks like that, he would come right back and that chopping right hands like he did there. This was a statement win by Eric Priest. And it's saying the trajectory is going to go higher and higher from here because this was a confidence-boosting win, beating Luis Arias like this.
Well, good night for Team Priest. We'll get that's the Golden Boy phone where you can see that selfie and video will be in the Golden Boy social media accounts. Eric Priest, our winner in the co-feature. 5 fights total here tonight. But let's look at the total punches brought to you by CompuBox as Priest threw 471 total punches. Arias threw a bunch too at 449. Imagine 5 fights total. So far, knockouts for Caden Griffiths and Joshua Edwards. Priest and Pacheco with the decisions. What will we get in our main event between Fulghum and Bek the Bully? Still to come here in Vegas.
What's up, my people? This the Black Toe Sugars. I'm Showbiz the Adult here with one of the greatest fighters in the world today, Shakur Stevenson. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good.
Dude, I think social media has something to do with the Times Square fight, bro. Like, Ryan Garcia looked to me like he just didn't want to be embarrassed out there. And if he lose or get embarrassed, they're going to say it's the PEDs and stuff like that. Devin Haney, he definitely didn't want to get rocked. Now, he did win the fight, and I think Jose Ramirez should have done more.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that's the effect social media can have. And what I'm afraid of, bro, is I don't want you influenced to where you get out your style and have to slug with damn Zapata in the middle of the ring, bro.
Hey,
know what
man, I think here's the thing, bro. I'm extremely competitive, so I'm coming in there to win, regardless. So whatever's going to get me to win is going to happen that night. I'm not worried about if I slug with him. I felt the need to slug with him. I felt that he ain't really cracking like they say he is, or he ain't doing nothing, and his pace ain't as crazy as they said. So then I made that decision myself. It's a conscious decision, but I'm coming out victorious, bro. So if I have to punch and sustain or do whatever I got to do to win, I'm coming out victorious. I guarantee with everybody. Don't matter who you put in front of me, there's nobody that's going to get in there, oh, my hand's going to hurt, and I'm not just going to fight. If I got to and I got to get in that bag to make sure I come out victorious, we coming out victorious. And that's a fact.
We would not be genuine if we don't bring up the elephant in the damn room.
Come on.
Brother, you blocked the hell out of me. You didn't just block me, bro. You blocked the hell out of me. And then I got petty and I blocked your back. I blocked you. You saw that?
Yeah,
I blocked you on Instagram.
That means you just doing good on your end, because at the end of the day, I blocked you because you got to realize you got a following and you got a lot of people. Right. So everything you saying, I just felt as though, and I still feel as though you got to be aware or conscious of the things that you are saying, because it can be capped. And if it's capped, it could be misleading, and it's misleading to the fans. And truthfully, in that situation, I feel like it was very misleading. So I'm like, I don't even want to see that anymore. So I got rid of that off my TL, and you know, you did the same, so, you know. But it's cool, though. You know, it happens.
No, man.
But you do need to be conscious, man. Like, in this platform, in this seat that you got, bro, it's a good seat. But just be conscious of the things that you're saying about fighters, because we live this every day. I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. And, like, this is what I love. My passion, my everything is boxing. So at the end of the day, just be a little conscious. That's all.
The Zone, the undisputed global home of boxing, where the greatest fighters take center stage, with fights every week and over 185 a year. And now, the mighty Queensbury joins over 30 worldwide promoters to up the ante like never before, with the best of the best.
The biggest nights.
There's no limits to what's possible. Nobody brings you closer to the action. Because if the fight is on, it's on The Zone, the global home of boxing.
Less than a month away, we're going to see a revamped version of the FIFA Club World Cup. 32 teams battle it out in a format akin to a major soccer summer international tournament. Some of the biggest names from across the world of football will be in action. You can catch every game live on DAZN.
Greatness comes to DAZN this summer. The world's best players will be summoned together to decide the greatest club on earth.
Vinicius, great chance to score.
Goats will battle Wonder Kids. Fire will meet ice. From Boca to Bayern, PSG to Palmeiras, 32 clubs from across the globe will compete. to be crowned
Rodrigo. What a strike that was.
world champion. And this summer, Haaland won't be watching from home, but you can, on DAZN. In every country in the world. FIFA Club World Cup. Watch on DAZN from the 14th of June.
Our main event still to come. DFG Melikuziev here in Las Vegas. Golden Boy Fight Night back in Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. Tonight, a 12-round WBA super middleweight title eliminator between Darius Fulghum and Bektemir Melikuziev. DFG is an undefeated 28-year-old in the prime of his career. 14 wins, 12 knockouts. The fighter known as DFG is looking to make a statement in the 168-pound division. Now, a win would make that statement loud and clear. But first, we'll need to get through this man. In June 2021, Bektemir Melikuziev promising career came to a screeching halt. A knockout loss that gave Rosado sent Bek the Bully back to the starting line. 5 years later and 8 consecutive wins, we've made it back to tonight's title eliminator and a step closer to a championship strap. Should be a cracking good fight. Inside the theater, the Virgin Hotel in Las Vegas. There you see the beautiful ring, moments away from our main event, getting in there, putting on the show. Back here ringside, Beth Duran and former world champion, the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora. Sergio, before we start talking about the fighters, you look at this division, you're like, wait a minute, this is an eliminator? 168 pounds. Of course, Canelo has all the belts, but eventually his time will be done. But the ratings for the 168-pound division, very, very interesting with some big-time names. And these guys are trying to get a shot at a champion.
There's going to be a hot division once that legend, ends up to call it a career, because we got a tough, undefeated, strong Frenchman in Christian and Billy. Post-Pacheco climbing the ranks. Caleb Plant should be higher on that list, man. Caleb Plant's a beast. He's going to be fighting tomorrow. And, of course, we have Edgar Berlanga doing a lot of talking. He thinks he deserves a hot spot. But name after name after name. Jaime Munguia, that right there we could talk about later. But that man, you know, he can inch up closer as well. A lot of names in that division, hot division.
And the reason you have the eliminator so you can get into those rankings and have an opportunity at the title. Now, Darius Fulghum is a fighter who's undefeated, but if you look at the fighters he's up against, they haven't been the biggest names, but he's been taking care of business. What stands out to you about him?
How relaxed he fights. You know, the fact that power comes with fluidity. You know, he doesn't rush his work. He doesn't smother his work. He bangs the body. He's a tall fighter, but he's always looking for uppercuts, picking up the chin, going around the guard. And look, he breaks down opponents. That's what I mean by not a one-punch power. Intelligent. You know, that's what I like about it. Even when he does get hit, you know, he rolls with the shot because he fights so relaxed. He fights like a veteran with only 15 fights under his belt. So that's what really is interesting about DFG.
He's 28 years old. He has a degree in nursing from Prairie View A&M. And because of COVID, had a later start, was trying to go to the Olympics, but in a different division, a heavier division. But then happened, got his degree. Here he is at 168. Now, he's taking on Bek the Bully. This is definitely a huge step-up fight because Melikuziev has the experience against some bigger names, also the international experience, being a silver medalist from Uzbekistan, trains with Joe Diaz in the Coachella Valley. This is a huge, huge fight for both of these guys.
Now, listen, I'm surprised that Golden Boy is going to put up an undefeated prospect in Fulghum against that man right there. You said it, a silver medalist in the Olympics. We know that he's strong. He rips the body. He loves fighting taller fighters, and it seems like he's getting stronger and more confident. This is the sharpest and the most muscular I've seen Bek the Bully. He looks strong, he looks great, and he's motivated for this opportunity. Yeah, like I said, I don't know who's favored in this fight. It's more of a 50-50 fight, but if I'm going to edge out the experience, it's definitely on Melikuziev's side.
We're in Vegas. I had to look up the odds, and it's Bektemir a slight favorite at 110, so basically a 50-50, but he's a plus 200 for Melikuziev to get the knockout. So not the biggest odds there, so everybody thinks that this is going to be a close one. Now, tonight, after years of hard work, you've seen these two fighters. You have DFG on the left, you have Bek on the right, and the hard work has been put on before sunrise, running the miles, doing the work. Both fighters on the verge of something special as they're closer to their childhood dreams. What will happen? Well, we will know moments from now.
I think this will be the performance that really put my name on the map, where I can't be denied no more.
Darius is a great boxer, but there is no person in 168 who can take my power.
Bek is a good fight, but he's not on my level. The embodiment of my whole career has been just a complete blessing, honestly. Like, I'm so fortunate, but I put a lot of work also myself to get to this point. This situation wasn't just handed to me. I got that dog in me. No matter what adversities I come across, I'm man enough, I'm a dog enough to overcome that and push through without complaining, without looking around for sympathy for anybody else. That I know I got that grit in me to thug it out. Main event, a big card, May 30th in Las Vegas, fight on Eliminator. I mean, this put me right in position to be up with the big dogs and some of the big names. I've been ready for the moment a long time ago. This is the first fight where people are saying this is a tough 50-50 fight. It's what I've been asking for. This is the fight I've been asking for. And it's finally here. And I'm ready to showcase and put to the test all my hard work and determination that got me here. There's a quote along the lines of something like this saying, a man that tries his best regrets nothing. I go into every fight knowing that I did everything I was supposed to do. Everything with the training, the preparation. When I got to this moment, I gave it my all. And no matter whatever happens, I can live with the outcome. We put in so much effort to do what we do. And if you try your best, you can always look back and be like, hey, look, it is what it is. I did what I was supposed to do. And ultimately, you do your best. I mean, you should get the best outcome.
Always, since my debut, been looking for the biggest fights possible. At the moment, this is the biggest fight possible for me, and we're chasing the world title. So that's my opportunity to get one step closer to my goal, which is a world championship. I don't like to talk too much, but with the fights like this, I can show my skills to all the people and show that I'm elite level and that I can produce the great, exciting fights for the crowd, and that's what I want to do. In this weight class, I haven't yet shown my best. And May 30, I will show the best of Bek the Bully.
That is another body shot knockout for Bek the Bully.
I don't think Bek's scared of anybody. I don't think he's scared for any challenge for any opponent. I think he's up for game for anybody they put in the ring with him. But ultimately, so am I.
At this level, every single opponent is dangerous. One punch changes everything, so you can plan, you can think about something, but once it gets to the fight, the things can go absolutely differently.
Footwork, jab, speed, power. I believe that all the attributes necessary to win this fight.
I believe that there is no one at 168 who can beat me.
I've always thrived better under pressure when the moment arises, when the odds are stacked against me, when I got a great opponent in front of me. You always see the best version of me.
Bek, bully time.
On Friday, May 30th, I'm making a statement.
Ciampa collapses in pain, and I don't think he's going to get up.
Technique and speed and then power.
Really cool behind-the-scenes look with the Camp House for our main event tonight. DFG and Bek the Bully. From Las Vegas. Oh, man, it's always great when you're in Vegas for a fight. Just the city is alive. There's a buzz. And let's look at the tail of the tape for this from Fulghum, the much taller fighter at 6'2", and has the reach advantage. Now, CompuBox have the punch stats from the percentage is on the side of Melikuziev just a little bit. This is overall at 37%. Melikuziev at 36.6. And you look at the amount of punches landed in the round, it's DFG who's busier fighter according to CompuBox. All right, Joe Martinez, it's main event time. Get this place rocking.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for is here. This is the main event. And first to make his way to the ring in this showdown in the super middleweight division. From Uzbekistan, ladies and gentlemen, here is Bek Melikuziev.
You see the sombrero and the Spanish music. That's the influence of the Diaz brothers. And yes, he actually does know this song. I've asked. The song that they play in the gym for Bek. So that is him singing along. Go figure. Boxing international indeed. Si no quieres yo is the song that is coming out to. Who would have thought?
Si no quieres yo. Is that the right pronunciation?
Yep, si no quieres yo.
Okay.
All right, let's look at the Land Snake's keys to victory.
Yes, sir. Listen, man. Straight left hands to the body. That's what you got to do. You're Bek the Bully from that left-handed stance. Aim for that left-hand shot to open up the right hooks around the guard. Foot feints. These Uzbek fighters with that Olympic pedigree. Fast feet, they know how to close the distance. And that overhand counter punches. Anytime Fulghum comes in, he's the taller fighter. Punch with the taller fighter with the looping shots.
And next to make his way to the ring, fighting out of the red corner from Houston, Texas. He is destined for greatness. The undefeated Darius Fulghum!
DFG coming off a KO in the 4th round back in February at the Honda Center. Keep the heads ringing. It was Dr. Dre for DFG. Making the ring walk. He's the A side on this one. Calm, cool, collected. He's locked in for this main event.
Yeah, it's rare to see a young fighter with only 14 fights have this much confidence, this much swag, this much ability. This is a big opportunity to him to break out to the next big fight. Yes, it's a title eliminator, but to get your name out there, you have everything else going for you. Making a statement against Melikuziev, that's how you go on the next level.
The Land Snake's keys to victory for DFG.
And if you're Fulghum, you got to fight long. Use that reach, use that range, use that long jab, trying to set up the big right hand. Also, you got to avoid the chest shot, the midsection. That's what you got to aim for when someone like Bek the Bully does so much footwork. Aim at the body and the check left hooks. Melikuziev does come aggressively, and from that left-handed stance, sometimes drops that right hand. Check hooks is what you'd be looking for if you're that man right there, DFG.
All right, Joe, let's hear it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go! Live around the world on DAZN from the theater here at Virgin Hotels in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the main event! 12 rounds of boxing in this WBA Super Middleweight Title Eliminator. It is presented by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. This bout in association with World of Boxing. Sponsored by Bet Online, your online sportsbook experts. AutoZone, get in the zone with AutoZone. And Riyadh Season. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the Executive Director in attendance, Jeff Mullen. And the Chairman is Dallas Hahn. The WBA Supervisor in attendance is Juan Diaz. Your 3 judges scoring at ringside, Tim Cheatham, David Sutherland, and Steve Weisfeld. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Thomas Taylor. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. Las Vegas, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with red. He weighed in officially 167.5 pounds. In 14 professional fights, he stands perfect. 14 victories, no defeats, 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the undefeated fighting pride of Houston, Texas. He is destined for greatness. Here is DFG, Darius Fulghum! And across the ring, in the blue corner, his opponent. Wearing tonight black trunks trimmed in gray. He weighed in officially 166.75 pounds. In 16 professional fights, his record outstanding with 15 victories, just 1 defeat, 10 big wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from Shoimbek, Uzbekistan, fighting out of Indio, California, here is Bek the Bully Melikuziev!
Boxer Chief second. Boxer Chief second. I need Coach over here, Coach. Gotta let Coach in. All right, gentlemen, everything from the bottom of the green letters up is gonna be good. Everything underneath the black letters up is gonna be good. You got my instructions in the back, guys. You got it? All right, you understand? All right. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
Tom Taylor, the third man in the ring, one of the best in the business for tonight's main event. Undefeated Darius Fulghum. A huge fan base came with him from Houston. Screaming DFG, Uzbekistan's own Bektemir Melikuziev is on the B-side tonight. The Southpaw 15-1. It is morning in Uzbekistan. It's almost 9 a.m. Hamaja Charlie Tong to everybody in Uzbekistan, as we are here with our main event. You were saying this earlier, Sergio, in our open, about how Golden Boy Fight Night is all about getting the young fighters an opportunity to shine and show up. That way they can be the Saturday night main event, the pay-per-view stars. But you got to get through shows like this.
Yeah, this is what's going to prepare you for the next fights, man. Look, Golden Boy Promotions doesn't. They don't pamper fighters. They don't really, protect that undefeated streak. They want the best to fight the best, and that's the reason these two guys are fighting. Normally, whenever you get a 14-0 fighter and a 15-1 fighter, they want to try to get to a bigger level before they meet each other. That's the beauty of this matchup.
Both of them knew that eventually this day would happen. They've been on the same card 3 different times, including
watch your feet, gentlemen.
Last year in Brooklyn on the Ryan Garcia-Haney show.
And they both have faced similar opposition. Yeah. The same names, beat them in different styles and different ways. But I like seeing that, man. And then finally they're meeting each other. Southpaw versus a tall orthodox fighter, 2 big punchers, 2 guys looking to make a statement.
Fulghum in the black and red. So I knew this fight was going to happen eventually. As Bully goes to the body and he goes upstairs with that left.
I could already see the poise in Melikuziev. Normally, once he breaks that distance like he did earlier, he would go hard to the body. Now he stepped back.
Stop.
A more reserved, patient Bully. You can tell that he wants to get into the middle and later rounds.
The last time Melikuziev was in the ring was in this building against David Stevens, where he did not look good at all last December. And that was a fight where they said, well, a slip down. That was a split decision against David Stevens last November. And they said he just wasn't the best camp for him. We'll get into that later on. But it's now an opportunity with an eliminator, a chance to get into the rankings, a chance to fight a champ.
I'll tell you what, Beto, Thomas Taylor counted that a slip, but a punch, I don't know if it was a punch or he pushed them down, but I would like to see that on replay. But it looked like maybe a punch landed that could have been an off-balance knockdown.
Our crack staff will get you that replay. Doing a great job tonight, everybody in the production truck. Both of them taking their time here, huh?
No, they're respecting each other's power. That's what it is. I mean, this is such an important fight for both of them. They both have to respect what's coming back. The two excellent hookers. They want to try to set up that with jabs. So that's the reason you're seeing both these guys reserve so far.
Listen for that bell, gentlemen. Listen for that bell.
Yeah, they know each other. They know what they're all about.
Breathe. How you feeling? Seeing everything? You should see everything. Everything's slow, but he got a little thump, right? A little door, a little power. Stay sharp with your right hand. Keep the right hand at home for now. But when you close that gap, touch the body. You're letting him off the hook. You're just tying him up. You know he don't want to work enough. He want to get back out so he can breathe and throw them long shots.
All right, Beto, was it a knockdown that Thomas Taylor didn't catch, or was it an off-balance hooking shot? There you go. He pulled him down. Right call by Thomas Taylor. You can see that he pushed him around the guard. Here's another angle. There you go.
Yeah. Good job by Tom. Right on it.
Right on it. And it was a right call. It was a cuffing, pushing him down.
Great job by our replay crew getting that different angle. Beautiful work. So that's Joel Diaz in the corner of Bek.
All the way back.
And Darnell Pierce in the corner of Fulghum. Darnell Pierce is the trainer / sparring partner for Fulghum. Darnell was 5-1 as a pro, but he's a southpaw. So he was Fulghum's primary sparring partner. You hear the warning from Taylor for watch the feet. You ever heard that where your sparring partner is also your trainer?
No, never. Because normally, you know, your trainers are a little bit older, and you don't want to beat up an older, your older trainer.
As Darnell says, we're more like brothers, known each other for a while.
Nice check hook by Fulghum. You can see that he's trying to dictate the things with the jab. Fulghum trying to,
when I say stop, just watch that movement, right?
Trying to jab under the jab of Melikuziev. So right now it's positioning not only in the foot, but the lead hand. Who's going to control that lead hand with the jab?
He's back in his traditional navy blue with lime green. Always wears that color scheme. Keeping his hands really high.
I haven't seen Melikuziev really rip the body like we normally see. That's his MO. He loves digging down with both hands, just loading up on body shots early in the fight. Haven't seen that yet.
You're right, both these fighters really respect each other's power because they know of it.
No, not only that, but I expect that in the first round, but now this is when Melikuziev needs to get started. Nice check hook there by Fulghum. Graze the top of the head, and those shots right there where they're grazing like that near the temple, they can sometimes hurt you more than the punch actually. It doesn't look as dangerous, but they hurt.
Melikuziev representing his country all over the world.
Let it go.
All the big-time amateur tournaments.
Hey, stop. You gotta let go when I say let go, all right? Go.
For sure, the entire country of Uzbekistan is watching. One of the national heroes.
Shot there by Fulghum.
Fulghum with a good shot, yes, sir.
It was a chopping down left hand. You don't want to get hit like that when you're down there, you know, chopping down. Bek the bully better be careful with his head movement.
Bek, let him go.
Not staying in the same place.
Bek, when I say let go, you gotta let him go, all right? Don't push off in that head, right? Good.
Here you hear the DFG crowd getting loud. Both these guys just getting in just enough, huh?
Yeah.
There's the Bek you see that bounces on his toes.
This is the Melikuziev we're accustomed to seeing, where he kind of, it looks like he lunges, but he has such fast feet that he's able to break that distance with hard shots.
Fulghum getting that right hand up, deflecting the shot.
Look at how aggressive Darius Fulghum's getting. He wants to back up bully. Nice body shot there by Bek.
Final seconds of the second round. Bek landing on the left.
Listen for that bell. Time right there.
All right, now they stare at each other at the end of two. Oh, look at that. Oscar and Teofimo sitting next to each other. He put on a show at Times Square. Some blood from the nose of Bek.
Work the body, and then on top. Body, and then top. Hey, pitching, landing good right now, okay? Come on.
And you can see Melikuziev second guessing. Normally he'll lunge in just like that, but he's respecting the counters of Fulghum, and that's the reason he has to be careful. But he broke the distance right there with that 1-2. But look at this body shot by the bully. That's what I want to see more of. Body shots using both sides. That's his MO. That's how he's going to have success tonight against Darius Fulghum.
And that's what Joel Diaz is telling him, the body. So the blood from the nose of Bek taken care of by the crime fighting cut man Mike Rodriguez. This is going to be a good one here, Sergio. Like the way that they're respecting each other, but trying to figure each other out.
They're both reserved, but you could see that they have their guns cocked. You know, they're looking for something big, but it's not going to be a lead shot. It's going to be a counter shot.
There's that left from Fulghum. Fulghum's elusive, isn't he?
Well, he has to be. You know, he has to respect the southpaw stand, the power of Bek the bully, but you can see that Fulghum is looking for the long run. He's looking to get out of these early rounds. You know, he breaks down opponents, studies them, looks for the right shot.
Back punching off of the belt rope. Fulghum eats a body shot.
I think
Bek senses something. And so does the corner. Bek going upstairs. Fulghum's eyes wide open.
Yeah, he caught him with a left hand, a straight left hand. I think he rocked Fulghum right there. This is when he needs to go to the body. There he goes.
Just like that. Fulghum against the ropes again. And he's eating punches. Staying on the ropes and Fulghum body shot. Bek sensing something. Fulghum trying to hold on. Bek getting away.
No, he's not sensing Bek though. He's knowing. He's feeling it. He's seeing it. Darius Fulghum is rocked.
In the middle of the ring. More body from Bek. That's what you wanted. He's answering.
That's what he needs to do. That's him to set up the overhand shots again. It was an overhand left that rocked and hurt Fulghum.
Another left from Bek.
Expect the right hook to be
just missed it. Just missed that right hook, did Bek. And all the Uzbeks on the side are standing up, making noise for their countrymen. Less than a minute to go in round number 3. You heard the body shot going upstairs. It's Bek. Blood from the nose of DFG. He licking his lips. He got hit. Bek keeping his hands low. He's feeling good. Loading up his bully.
And that's the old Melikuziev we see. The angles. These Uzbek fighters are brilliant with their feet. Great with those angles. And when it's coming from that southpaw left-handed stance, it's even more trickier to catch.
The entire round, Fulghum has been against the ropes. And Melikuziev has taken advantage.
A straight left hand to the body is what Bek the bully should be looking for.
Final seconds of round number 3.
Fulghum has that guard real high. Start throwing that straight shot to the bread basket.
Time right there. Excellent round for the Uzbek.
Alright, you recover, you good now. You gotta get active though. No more steps backward. He catches you while you're trying to pull out. We talked about that. You see it even in other fights. He went a lot of fights. He catching people trying to...
Oh, Melikuziev in this round. It started right there with that overhand left. Quick feet got him in range to land that. You can see that Fulghum didn't like that shot. Can't be getting hit this early by a big puncher that cleanly. Rotated, got all 4 knuckles of that glove rotating in, and not forgot the body right there. That's what Fulghum is leery. Those shots, once those shots start landing, they're going to take away the legs, the confidence, and the bravado of the younger fighter in Fulghum.
His trainer even asked him, you got cut? Yeah. Fulghum coming out. Hot guard super high for the man in red and black. Sitting down on the punches is the bully.
This is a responsible bully we're watching right now. Melikuziev normally is a lot more aggressive, a lot more lunging. You know, he throws caution to the wind. He's that talented. But he, not only is he respecting what's coming back from Fulghum, but he's learned his lesson getting knocked out before. So you learn from that.
Let's hear from Joel Diaz.
Joel, explosive third round for Bek. What'd you like to see there?
I would like to see for him to, you know, put a little bit more punches together, especially straight punches. He's just focusing on finishing him up. But, you know, right now he's barely getting this rhythm. He's going to start working a little more. I mean, the previous round, he hurt him, so he was a little anxious to finish him. So we're just gonna control him a little more.
And how do you calm him down in between rounds when they do get a bit anxious?
Well, I gotta tell him to be smarter. Don't throw a lot of punches. Try to be effective with his shots.
Joe, thank you.
Thank you.
Be effective with the shots. Now, Fulghum keeping the left hand down. He landed a good shot.
Yeah, I can see what they want out of Melikuziev. They want him to be economical with that power, responsible with that power. And that's why he's throwing more single shots instead of combinations, like that. Just like that, Beto. Notice how he's got that angle as soon as he landed that punch.
And all the power shots on the side of Bek. Body shot goes upstairs, passing on his toes to Uzbek.
Bek the bully's feeling himself. You can see the rhythm that he's fighting with. You can see the confidence that he's fighting with.
He's won 8 in a row after getting knocked out by Gabriel Zotto. But it was a learning experience where he got too confident, put his hands down, and Rosado got him.
No, it wasn't that he was too confident, brother. His style was always loading up on every shot. You can't be doing that with veterans. Rosado's too sly for that.
Good shot by Fulgum, lands a right hand.
Yeah, clean uppercut, right uppercut on the inside, caught Melikuziev.
Blood from the nose of Bek.
You can tell that rocked Bek a little bit. Well, we told you guys it was going to be an even fight. Both of them have got their respects. Both of them got their licks in. We got a lot of fight left.
Yeah, it's scheduled for 12. I don't know if we'll get there. With 20 seconds to go in round 4.
I love the bounce and the feet of Melikuziev. That's a big guy, but I like the rhythm that he's fighting with.
Good 1-2 from Fulgum. Final seconds of round 4. Melikuziev answered with a right hook.
I want to see way more of those shots. Straight shots to the midsection of the taller fighter.
Heating up in Vegas. Is already 100th hider inside the building.
There's that left hand. Didn't lunge in like he normally does. Actually lands a punch and steps right back. That's a new Melikuziev that we're not seeing. See how he's kind of like a matador. He lands a shot, comes right back. Power jab on the way in. Respecting what's coming back. He's being defensively responsible as Melikuziev. He's content with those power shots, frustrating Fulgum.
Let's go, bully.
5. Good job. Yes.
All right, so that cut on Melikuziev was a result of a punch. Tom Taylor, that's why he said yes. I asked him. It wasn't a head, but it was a punch on the cut of Bek.
Yeah, I mean, recently in the last handful of fights, Melikuziev has been getting cut. That scar tissue is bound to open up real easy.
And that's why Joe Diaz and the team brought in Mike Rodriguez, an excellent cut man.
Off the head, off the head. Back, let him go. Stop, stop, stop. No punch, no punch. No punch.
Joe was telling us this is a great count.
You gotta stop holding. Go.
Usually it's Antonio Diaz who's the main guy with Bek, and he's in Mexico. And right now, Bek is hitting a right hand from Fulgum.
Yeah, it's an uppercut that's not allowing Bek to actually stay on the inside. Really smart adjustment here by Darius Fulgum. The taller fighter, normally, they want to stay on the outside with the jab, but he knows that Bek is good on the inside, picking him up with those right uppercuts.
As the Diaz brothers working a lot of Uzbek fighters. So MJ, the 122-pounder, is fighting in Guadalajara, another DAZN show. For Toño's at, Joel has Bek, who's bleeding bad from the nose now. And Fulgum has busted the nose.
It's the uppercuts that are busted up Melikuziev's nose right now.
Brandy Flores in the corner of DFG.
I spoke with Darnell Pierce, his trainer. He said they have to get that outside back and close this space. Working opposite, it gives advantage to the southpaw, and Bek's been able to land some shots on Darius.
Excellent round for DFG and his crowd making some noise. They see that blood flying.
That right hand's doing damage now. Not only an uppercut, straight right hand. You can expect that to turn into a right hook pretty soon. DFG Fulgum doing damage
finally slows down Fulghum.
Up the head, up the head.
And look at how relaxed Fulghum is right now. Not really rushing his work.
Absolutely.
Not breathing hard, not rushing it. That's what you want to see from a young prospect, from a contender. Not even breathing hard. Look at him, not even breathing hard. Just taking his time, knowing what to do in front of Melikuziev right now.
Looking more in control this round, Fulghum, and the third he was wobbly. Reacted nicely as Bek gets a couple of lefts in. Snapping back the hand of Fulghum is Bektemir Melikuziev. Man, what a fight is breaking out here in Las Vegas. Oh, a big left from Bek.
Fulghum better pick them hands up, getting a little bit too comfortable now.
10 seconds to go in the round.
You don't want to get Bully's confidence, man.
No, you don't. That was a really close round. It was DFG in the beginning, Bek at the end. Oh, man. Ring Magazine 3, Saturday, July 12th. It's Berlanga and Cherise, the headliner. This Shakur Stevenson defending the WBC lightweight belt against Cameron Cepeda live at the Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, New York, exclusively on DAZN.
Fulghum coming forward. It was that uppercut that got the nose busted up for Melikuziev because he was scored up a little bit too much right there. Nice right hand straight down the pipe. Early in the round was all Darius Fulghum. Later in the round, Bek the Bully came and got his licks in.
Look, hey, good work, boy.
Round number 6. Close one in our main event of a Golden Boy Fight Night in Vegas. Good 1-2 from Fulghum. Back with the stiff left. Man, they are standing in front of each other. They don't have to find them. This is what it's all about.
This is what you want a fight to look like. When they're fighting, it's a title eliminator. These are two potential future champions. You're seeing great work right in front of each other. This is professional boxing at its best. Not moving too far back, staying in front, looking for the right shots like that.
Oscar De La Hoya said it was going to be a war. It's starting to break out into one.
Stop.
Yeah, but it's a refined war, Beto. They're not moving too much. They're not getting sloppy. They're looking for the right shots. Fulghum digging the body.
Oh, and upstairs is Fulghum.
Bek didn't like those body shots.
No.
All right, stop. Time. Get over there. Back. You gotta watch that holding. Hey, look at me. Way too much holding. Let's get back to boxing, all right? Gotta let go when I say let go. Time in.
Bek understands a little English. I think Tom's showing him the hug. He's gonna get to him. Good combination for Fulghum. Bek answers with a quick left. Hook from Fulghum. And just leaning on each other.
Watch heads.
Man, this is going to take a toll later on in the rounds.
This is such a good fight, man. Both these guys are just so high level in their skill. On the inside fighting, on the outside fighting. And of course the foot positioning. Anytime that Darius has his foot on the outside of Bek gets it right back.
Off the head.
Fulghum lands a body shot. Bek lands a hook upstairs. Overhand from Bek.
You hear it all the time about the war of attrition. This is what it looks like. Halfway in, and both these guys fighting for their life already.
And that nose of Melikuziev is leaking again. They've been trying to control it. Fulghum landing a shot.
It's not your fault. Let's go.
This is going to come down in the second half fight. Who's going to fight better when they're tired? Who's going to have a better technique when they're winded? You know, fighting tired is an art, man. ringside fighting is an art. So when your legs are going, you got to find another way to win.
Listen for that bell.
Bek taking that deep breath.
Stop.
Deep breath. How you feeling? Everything feel good? You done took control of the fight now. Right? Stay consistent with your words.
I warned him again about the holding. I'll take care of it, all right? Just keep doing your thing.
Close that gap. Yeah, don't give them no breaks in there. Now they're going to start pulling points from you if you keep doing that shit. So you make
Good action in that round, Sergio Mora.
Great action, but look, I love the head movement there by Bek. He, as a smaller man, he was able to stay down, wait for that left hand right there. That's what short fighters are so good at. Think about when Tank did that to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was getting overconfident. Tank, as a southpaw, was able to come over the top. Bek the Bully did the exact same thing right there.
I want to take a point. I don't want to take a point, all right?
On to the 7th, our main event. Both teams said they knew it was time to step up. Joel Diaz saw Darius last April on a card at Fantasy Springs in India where he had a couple fighters. He's like, that's the guy we're gonna fight one day. That's the guy we want. He said the style is perfect.
Good body shot by Fulgum. I think he hurt Melikuziev to the body.
Let it go. Look out, that guy's...
Yeah, Joel saying that's the style we want. Fulgum said, I knew this was gonna happen.
You're forcing my hand. Get right there. Come here. 1 point, holding. 1 point, holding. 1 point, holding. Hold it. Gotta do this. Gotta stop it, all right? Time in.
Tom Taylor had been warning him numerous times, even going to the corner and talking to Elite, the translator.
No, listen, I love that point deduction by Thomas Taylor. We praised how great of a referee is before this fight, and that's why. He gave the warnings, he warned the bully, now he took control of this fight.
And the fight's so close, that's gonna be huge if it goes to the cards. But he'd been warning him since the 2nd round.
No, it was the right point deduction. The bully needs to do something, man. This fight is getting away from him. Even without that point deduction, the fight is starting to slip away a little bit from Bek the Bully.
And that's what Darnell Pierce, the trainer for Fulgum, was telling him between rounds. You're in control.
That's what I want to see more of. We got to start your ammo. What made you the bully is those body shots, ripping those ribs. That's what you got to start doing. Letting those hands go. Both hands flying. He's headhunting a little bit too much. It's Melikuziev. There you go. I love that shot to the gut right there by Melikuziev.
Fulgum with the 1-2. Fulgum said, we have to put pressure on him. We have to put him on his back foot. DFG in the middle of the ring in control. There's a shot from Bully. Good action. They're just trying to see a break in the opponent. Trying to find a crack where they can get in.
Man, I love watching this battle. This is so beautiful, beautiful power boxing by two high-end fighters, man. Southpaw, doing what a southpaw does, the left-handed advantages. You get an orthodox fighter looking for that right hand. Well, I'll tell you what, man, Melikuziev is having a great round here because he's fighting like an Uzbek, using the footworks, using the angles, power jabs, timing, and that body shot.
Final seconds of the round.
Listen for that bell, gentlemen.
Oh, but Melikuziev had a point deducted.
Hey, that was a good round, Bek. Smart round, okay? When you make it work more, let's go. Here. Chito, la cubeta. You good, William? You good? Come on, it's time. Same round, same thing, okay? Jab works. More jabs, more jabs, more jabs.
And look at this body shot. That's how you beat down a bully. You take the bully away from him. They don't like body shots like that. You can see how he reacted to that punch. And what do they do when they're hurt? They start to hold. Thomas Taylor had no choice. With those harsh warnings early in the fight, he had to make this decision, take the point away. Correct point deduction.
He told them, you're forcing my hand.
To your left. Take it away.
8th round. Our main event is living up to the hype. And Fulghum looking good. They're both looking good. Good job by the corner. Bek controlling the bleeding from the nose. Goes upstairs with a 1-2. Does Melikuziev.
Let it go. Let it go.
Body shot from Bek. 1-2 from Fulghum upstairs. As they stand in the center of the ring.
When Melikuziev is bouncing on his toes and moving around the ring, that's when he has success. When he doesn't stand in front of Fulghum. Getting angles just like that, Beto. Getting angles from that southpaw stance.
Bek spun himself into the corner after landing a good left. Oh, snapping back the hand of Fulghum. Twice does Melikuziev.
What a fight. What a fight.
Those Bek
Darius, let
lefts
go, Darius.
are
Stop.
so vicious.
Go.
The chopping left hook, and Bek returns the favor with a right hook.
All right, stop. No punch. Straight back. Go.
That's the start of the round for Melikuziev.
This is what I was talking about earlier. Who's going to fight better when they're fatigued, Beto? This is where technique is paramount. Who's going to fight better when they're fatigued? I would think it was Darius Fulghum that would have the slightly better technique, but right now the bounce on the footwork is more on Bek the bully.
And what are they saying in the corner of Bek, Brandy?
Well, after the point deduction, I asked Joel Diaz, how do you get him back on track mentally? He said as long as he closed out the way he did that last round and keep working that jab, he'll be okay. He thinks he caught a second wind.
Stop.
And there's a big mouse on the left cheekbone of Bek.
Jeff, I got an accidental clash of heads. No cut. You all right?
Oh, that's swelling quick on the cheekbone of Bek underneath the left eye. You heard Tom Taylor say accidental clash.
Well, we talked about the scar tissue on Melikuziev getting cut badly in recent fights. Luckily, he didn't get cut there, but he has a bad mouse on the left eye.
30 seconds to go on round number 8.
There's that check left hook that I was talking about. Keys to victory for Fulghum. The right lead hand of Bek the bully is always down, so there's an opening for a check left hook.
Go.
Tim Cheatham, David Sutherland, Steve Weisfeld, our judges tonight. They got their hands full.
Stop. Watch it, guys. Let him go. Listen for that bell. Listen for the bell.
As we head to the 9th in Las Vegas.
Time right there. Go.
Fully, you gotta work more. Come on, you're not working enough. Let's go. Yeah. Come on, let's go. Chito, dame otra agua. Ahí te va. You gotta go, bully. You gotta go. Let's go.
You see Fulghum trying to hunt down the bully, but this is what these Uzbek fighters are so great at, stopping on a dime with their footwork. Everything is from the bottom up, foundation, and this is when Bek the bully's at his best. When he's free flowing, when he's getting a flank on an opponent, getting on an angle, using that left-handed stance.
And Mike Rodriguez had come and had that insult immediately on the left side of Bektemir. Joel Diaz saying, you have to work. I need you to work more.
And Bek has a bad habit of dropping that lead right hand.
Watch that elbow. Keep that elbow down.
Fulghum is bound to catch on to
Stop.
throwing left hooks.
Let him go. Turn on.
Whenever you have an aggressive fighter,
she got wobbled. Fulghum's knees buckle there after that shot from Melikuziev. And Fulghum answering back.
Darius, let him go.
Trying to stay close.
Yeah, it was an awkward combination from the southpaw. He threw the left hand before he threw the power shot. The 2-1 from the left-handed stance.
What do they say in the corner of Fulghum, Brandon?
Here with Darnell Pierce. Darnell, what do you like so far from Darius and how he's staying in this fight?
I didn't even hear you. He's wobbled.
I didn't hear what you said.
What do you like so far from what you see from him?
You know, I think he's doing a good job. I think he winning the fight. Some of these rounds are a little close, but yeah, more than what I like is the lax that I'm seeing, a little bit of discipline and walking in, getting hit with some shots he shouldn't, but hopefully we can tighten that up and take 2 last 4 rounds and make sure we walk out here with the victory.
What adjustments does he need to make in order to
get outside of him and just keep making him work inside, touching the body, use the jab, get outside. That's really it. You know, Bek keep taking outside position and throwing the left hand is landing. So we gotta take that position back.
Thank you.
I think they're winning the fight. It's close.
It's a tight fight, man. It really is. This is a tight fight, but I could see how Fulghum might be squeaking around, squeaking a decision here, but Bek's in this fight.
Stop. Watch your back of the head. You gotta watch that hooking around the back of the neck.
Again, in the 7th round, Bek was deducted a point for holding. And if it goes to the cards, that could be vital.
And that's the reason I'm somewhat edging it out to Fulghum right now. But this is a tight fight. Both fighters have got rocked. Now it comes down to who's gonna fight better when the conditioning starts going, the technique is starting to fail them. Who's gonna fight better on the inside? Right now, there's a little bit more energy coming from Fulghum.
Both these fighters made the weight easy. Both of them coming under 168.
Good body shot by Fulghum on the inside. I think Bully's not liking those body shots, man. There's a weird reaction to his body right now.
Joel Diaz asked Bek to work more. He hasn't in this round.
I would love to see Fulghum keep digging downstairs, digging that midsection of Melikuziev.
Let him go. Listen for the bell.
Woo! It's good in Vegas. We're done with 9 in our main event, Golden Boy Fight Night. There you see the Virgin Hotel here in Las Vegas, right off the Strip. Great spot, great venue for boxing. So the Latin Snake had his last pro fight, a victory, of course. We got to remind people.
Well, it used to be called the Hard Rock, but everything is a version of something else.
You know, that southpaw got a little extra space. That left hand sticking hit y'all on the top of the head and shit. Stay a little.
And there's that body shot, but look, that was a 2-1. That's a very awkward combination to throw, to start with a body shot and then throw the hard lead jab as a punch. Catches opponents off guard, especially when you're a left-hander, but that's what I want to see from Fulghum, digging down to the bully's body. He didn't like those body shots, and he got the attention once again from Melikuziev.
10. Bek, 10.
The championship rounds coming your way. Round number 10. Man, what a matchup. What a matchup.
And we expect this, Bektemir, but whenever it comes to fruition in front of our eyes, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, man. These two are so evenly matched. And we just got to praise the matchmakers at Golden Boy for giving us this.
Gomez president Javier Razo.
Keep that head up.
And also credit to both these teams for taking the fight.
Exactly. That's another thing.
They said, no, we'll wait till later, But it's the WBA Super Middleweight Eliminator.
Stop. Let it go when I say let go.
Hook from Bek.
Stop. Back. Gotta watch that elbow. Gotta keep that elbow down, all right? Keep that head up. Go.
6'2" Fulghum, 5'9" Melikuziev.
Bek forgot about the body. I mean, that's what made Melikuziev the bully. It's those body shots, ripping those ribs. He's not doing that anymore. Even if they're straight hands, they're straight left hands to the body, it's still going to get the attention of Fulghum. It's still going to get him to think defense and not offense. Melikuziev is straying away from that tactic.
Yeah, he hasn't thrown the vicious body shots maybe since the 6th round.
No, and that's the reason I think Fulghum is having so much success on the front foot, not respecting the bully's body work.
Fulghum has shown that he can take the big shot upstairs. At 168-pound division. He had one of them here earlier, Diego Pacheco. Fulghum said he would love to fight Berlanga just because he doesn't like him, the person. You have the Munguia. You have Caleb Plant, who fights tomorrow night.
There we go. That was my key to victory, that check left hook. Melikuziev has a bad habit of lounging in with his right hand downstairs. There's an opening there, and especially the more tired they are, the technique is failing them.
Back, keep that elbow down.
If Fulghum could just time Melikuziev coming in, lunging in with that left hook.
Oh, big shot from Melikuziev. Buckle Fulghum. Body shot from Bek. 20 seconds to go in the round. Another shot from Melikuziev. Fulghum trying to hold on. 10 seconds to go.
Fulghum stay on.
Another shot from Bek. It was the body work that you were asking for, Sergio Mora.
That's what it was.
Fulghum walking back slowly to his corner. What a round for Bek.
A little trip right there. Feet, hit your feet. Yeah. That's what I thought. But either way, you ran to a punch in the middle of it, though. Hey, stop. Don't work backwards no more. Just last 6 minutes. 6 minutes. You got 6 minutes, bro. Tighten your shit up. Every time you go to this position, you walk right to the left hand. If you're gonna do it, take the outside. Get to your left. And anytime you got 6 minutes, you gotta decide if you wanna win it, if you wanna be.
All right, so Fulghum saying he got tripped up.
Well, the way he reacted, almost, the way he bent backwards, it looked like a trip, but a clean punch landed, though. Yeah, he's right. It was, they stepped on each other's feet, and you could tell that it was an off-balance shot. You're going to see it here.
Good job right there.
He stepped on the front foot of Fulghum to make him react like that, but still, a punch landed.
Off the head, off the head.
Corner for Fulghum says you got 6 minutes. There's like no urgency over there. They're nice and calm.
Stop.
Like they just stay relaxed. I love that attitude. They feel like they're winning. They're in control.
I love the combination that Fulghum's putting together, nice and tight and concise. And there comes Melikuziev right back from the outside. On the inside is Fulghum, on the outside is Bek.
Lands a shot, spins around in the center of the ring. Melikuziev and Fulghum back and forth.
What a fight, man.
No punch. Straight back.
Golden Boy Fight Night on a Friday night in Vegas. It's all action in our main event.
Darius, let the arm go.
Like right now, you're going back and forth. You're not thinking about anything else. You can't be. You can't afford to, because then you get hit with a shot like that.
The only thing a fighter is feeling is the adrenaline going through your veins, and you can hear the crowd, how pumped they are, so you know something special is happening.
You see Bek take that big, deep breath. It's taking everything out of both of these fighters.
And now Fulghum turning southpaw. That's not a good idea.
He went back
to southpaw.
He went back. Oh! Man, those shots from Bek upstairs. Combination for Bek. Uppercut from Fulghum. He answers back. Beautiful work with a minute to go in round 11. Man! Fulghum can take some shots.
And there's that left hook. There's that left hook I'm calling for. The check left hook.
From Fulghum.
That rocked the bully, got him back, bouncing back on his toes.
There's that left, that's a slip.
Good body shot by Melikuziev.
Darius, pull your arm up. Stop. Darius, watch out, all right?
April standing in anticipation of something big to happen. It just feels like there's a big shot coming.
This is when it comes down to conditioning, legs, and who has a better technique. Whose technique is going to fail him? Right now, Fulgum is slightly better with both conditioning and technique.
Final seconds of round number 11. It's been great work from these two, and they're leaving it all out there. We're done with 11, headed to the 12th and final.
And there's that angle that we're accustomed to seeing Melikuziev get, trying to flank his opponent. Landing a nice 1-2. Darius Fulghum, just when you think Melikuziev got something going, a big right hook around the guard. Bek acknowledging it. What a shot. I mean, what a great fight. Both these guys taking their best of each other, taking big shots. Little sneaky uppercuts like that, body shots like that are taking it away from Fulghum, but right back comes Fulghum. DFG with right hooks around the guard.
This is the fight where you're watching, you start texting your friends. Like, hey, check this out. Look at this.
One more round, baby. Let's go.
And everybody ringside like looking at each other like, wow, let's go. We're not scoring it here ringside, but it is close.
Again. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the 12th and final round.
Reminder, in the 7th round, Bek was deducted a point. And we're here in the 12th and final of our main event. Bek going to the body and drop Fulgum. Oh, it was the body shot.
The body shot got his attention, dropped the hands, overhand left, drop. Fulgum.
Another body shot from Bek. First time in his career that Fulgum goes down. 1-2 from Fulgum, he answers back. Body shot again from Bek. They're so vicious here in the 12th.
That's exactly what makes Bek a bully, is those body work, but that hits a little bit too late for him to be taking the body, but it still opened up the headshots.
Uppercut from Fulgum got through.
Stop. Turn around. Let's go. Darius, let him go.
Bek's been dealing with a leaky nose from earlier in the fight. Swelling on the left cheekbone. Having to dig deep in battle, as has Fulgum. Uppercut from Fulgum, got through again.
Stop. No punch. Let him go. Let's go.
All the Uzbeks are standing up. Everybody from Houston is standing up. Here at the Virgin Hotel in Vegas. Man, these guys are gassed. And they're digging deep. All heart.
You can see Melikuziev breathing with his mouth open.
This goes back to the early morning conditioning, the fighting, the sacrifices that you make.
And there's still an opening with that left hook. There you go. There you see Fulgum trying to check him with that left hook coming in.
Vicious left from Melikuziev. Man, Fulgum could take a shot.
Off the head.
30 seconds to go in the fight. What a fight it's been. Golden Boy fighting, developing young stars.
Good body shot by Bek. Fulgum didn't like that body shot.
Been an excellent round for the Uzbek. Seconds to go.
Stop. Let him go. Listen for the bell, guys.
Excellent, fun rounds between Darius Fulghum and Bektemir Melikuziev. It goes to the judges' scorecards. In the 7th, Bek was deducted a point for holding. In the 12th, he dropped Fulghum. What will the judges have to say? Tim Cheatham, David Sutherland, and Steve Weisfeld.
and everyone here up on their feet.
Man.
They're applauding and praising what they saw tonight. I mean, this is what we expected from two fighters at this level. A title eliminator, it panned out. Both of them gave what they got. I mean, this is why they appreciate it. What a fight.
Let's look at the knockdown that happened early in the 12th.
And you see the legs failing Fulghum a little bit. And that left hand right there. Technique fails you once your legs start going, and Bek needed that knockdown after that point deduction.
It was the body shot that you were working for that set that up, and you see the scream of emotion from Bek, but it was going up there to put him down. And there you see the beret that he's wearing. He is in the military. And so when he goes back to Uzbekistan, and so when Bek goes back to Uzbekistan, he has a military waiting for him. They salute him when he gets off of the plane. Darius Fulghum and Bek put on a show. Usyk and Dubois, you're coming up soon. They're gonna go at it for the undisputed heavyweight championship July 12th at Wembley Stadium. Usyk defeated Dubois by a 9th round KO when they met in August of 2023. That was controversy after Dubois landed a low blow in round 5 that he claimed was a legal body punch. The two heavyweights settled the differences live exclusively on DAZN. All right, Joe Martinez has the decision.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 12 exciting rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. All three judges see it, 114, 112. Your winner by unanimous decision, Bek the Bully Melikuziev.
114, 112 for Melikuziev. Knockdown was huge as Melikuziev gets win number 16.
We expected a great fight. We got it, Beto. It was a great back and forth, the ebb and flow. You can see the disappointment in Darius Fulghum's face, but he gave a great fight, man. I mean, if it wasn't for that knockdown, it would have been a totally different fight. But how about we do it again? How about we do it again? Everyone here on their feet, everyone here would agree. Let's see this fight again.
Maybe later on down the road, because now Melikuziev is the mandatory in the WBA super middleweight division. Fulghum, look, that's a dude who made a lot of fans tonight. He might have lost, but you want to see him again. And if you're one of those contenders in the top 10, you're like, I don't know if I want any kind of Fulghum right now.
Hey, listen, this is what we wanted to see from two guys at this point in their careers. Darius Fulghum lost his undefeated record, yes, but he gained some fans. I mean, he gained experience, he gained respect. Destined for greatness, that moniker still applies. He's still destined for something special because he fought his butt off tonight.
And disappointed walking off the ring right now. There's Fulghum right next to us. But he's got to hold his head high because it was a big step up for him career-wise. And he looked good, but it was Melikuziev who got the judges' decision. 114 for the judges. As Brandy Flores is inside the ring, ready to talk with Melikuziev. All right, Brandy, let's hear from him.
Bek, congratulations. A lot of emotions after this war and show that you put on here in Las Vegas. What does this victory mean?
Avvalambor assalomu alaykum barchaga. Men bu jangda nima deydi, g'alaba qozonganimdan juda xursandman. Bu jang albatta men uchun juda ham важный jang edi. Chempionlik jangiga tayyorgarlik. Albatta menga shunday imkoniyat bergani uchun Golden Boyga Oskar, Erik, спасибо, всем мир бокса, Vadim, Alex, coaches, Roberto, everybody, hammasiga rahmat aytaman. Inshaalloh bundan keyin ham nima deydi, chiroyli chempion bo'lishga va'da beraman. Dariusga ham albatta o'z minnatdorchiligimni bildiraman. Xudo xolasa hammaga rahmat baliq turganlarga. Addushi.
It was a very, very important fight, very tough fight also. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Golden Boy. I want to thank Eric Gomez. I want to thank Oscar De La Hoya, all my team, World of Boxing, my management, my coaches. It was a really tough fight. We had to deal with some issues. But I want to thank Darius. He's a great fighter. It was a hell of a fight. And yeah, this is a very important fight because the World Championship is on the line for both of us as an opportunity, so we come to fight here like the last time.
Yeah, dealing with some swelling underneath your eye, and then of course your nose was bleeding, but you also had a point detection. To be able to come back from that and maintain your focus, how were you able to do that?
Albatta kallasi tegdi. Nimaga burnima hozir aytaman. Nima deydi, podgotovka jarayonida juda ham qattiq travma olgandim, to'g'risi. Shu yerda travma bilan jangga chiqdim va nima deydi, endi kutilmagan vaziyat udor bo'lib yana ham qonib ketdi, lekin o'ylaymanki yaxshi jang bo'ldi. Men uchun juda ham kerakli jang edi. Barchaga rahmat. Spasibo большое.
It was a very tough fight, physical fight. We bumped heads multiple times. I was worried about it the most because during camp I had a broken nose and I had to pull out for 3 weeks without sparrings because of the nose, and that was our main scare into the fight, not to hurt that nose again. And guess what, in the 4th round it happened and I had to deal with it through the whole fight. But yeah, that's what it is.
You've been at this point before, didn't get the victory, to finally get the win and to now have a chance to compete for a world title. To do this with your trainer, I saw you guys share an emotional moment at the end, just your guys' partnership and everything you've had to overcome in this moment. How amazing is this for you?
Albatta, nima deydi, bu yerda juda ham ko'p mnogo jang boksировать eta Las Vegas. Xudo xolasa, nima deydi? Xohlayman chempionskiy bo'yga. Kim bo'lishidan qat'iy nazar 168, I'm very well хочу.
Yeah, it was it was a long life journey. I'm here. I've been in the boxing for 20 something years, and it's been a long journey, and everything for me, like for any other fighter, is for the goal of becoming a world champion. And I want that opportunity. I've been working all my life towards it, and now I'm here sharing ring in a great fight in the Las Vegas main event, and what could be better? But the goal remains the same, the world championship, the opportunity to become a world champion.
Bek, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Hammaga rahmat, baliq qilib turganlarga, O'zbekiston xalqiga, ota-onamga minnatdorchilik bildiraman. Roberto DAZN, Adene, Golden Boyga Xudo xolasa bundan keyin ham ishonchini oqlab chempion bo'lishga inshaalloh va'da beraman.
I want to thank everyone who's been with me for all this time, my team, my promoters, Oscar, Eric, Andrei Rybinski, Vadim Kornilov. I want to say thank you to Roberto Diaz, who believed in me once and got me into the Golden Boy. I'm very grateful to everyone, and inshallah, we're moving on to the World Championship.
Thank you guys so much. Darius, obviously not the outcome that you wanted. Do you think you did enough to win this fight?
Yeah, I kind of did, to be honest. I think I got a little too complacent, too comfortable early on. And I thought I was going to start breaking them down, but I mean, just chop it up to experience, I started boxing when I was like 19 years old, still kind of early in the game. I mean, it's a part of the learning lessons that you learn through the sport.
You have so many fans here. How much did they push you when they were chanting DFG?
Oh, man, I don't think people understand how much that means to me, though. I come out here, I see all my people come in and support me, man. It just brings tears to my eyes, and, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get the job done for them.
What was going through your mind in the final round when you did get dropped, and then you have to get up once again and finish the fight?
I think I was just frustrated, I just got, caught being lazy in a moment, and you can't do that in championship rounds. So my lack of experience, I think, definitely kind of cost me this fight.
First setback of your career, how do you move past this? How do you grow?
I mean, this was a big learning lesson for me, a big experience. How I grow is get back in the gym, I got to have short-term memory loss, things like this happen. It's not the end of the journey for me.
Does it mean anything to you, the way you lost, putting up a fight the way you did?
Nah. I can't say it does. You know, I came here to win, so I'm upset that I didn't get the job done, but it is what it is.
Darius, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
Very humble Darius Fulghum. We'll be seeing him soon. That young man learned a lot tonight, put on a show, along with Bektemir Melikuziev. Said he got his nose busted. Had a couple weeks we couldn't do any kind of sparring. That explains why his nose was leaking early on for Bek. Again, you've talked about this, the matchmaking, getting you better for when you do have that championship fight. Both these guys learned a lot, and it's only going to make them better.
Listen, man, when we seen Bektemir Melikuziev get knocked out brutally by Gabe Rosado, we thought that was going to derail his career. He came back, and he's right back on title contention. Darius Fulghum wasn't knocked out. It was a great fight, entertaining all the way to the end. That knockdown probably changed the decision, but either way, this is what he's going to learn from. Now it's up to his character. How is he going to bounce back from this loss? And beautiful shots, overhand left right there by DFG. That rocked him, but body shots is what Melikuziev is known for. That's his MO, that's what changed this fight, and that's what set up the knockdown. That left hand to the body against the ropes, that opened up something upstairs, and him, in and out style from the Uzbeks, straight left hand anytime he was getting an angle, anytime he was flanking Fulghum, he was getting success just like that, getting the southpaw advantages, landing left hands like that, almost dropping Fulghum earlier in that fight. Fulghum coming back, ebb and flow of violence. This is what the crowd came to see. This is what the promoter set up for us, and this is what we got.
Fulghum showed he had that chin, but that 12th round, though, Bek stepped on it.
This is beautiful brutality. This is boxing at its best. That body shot set up that left hand. See, there it goes downstairs. Fulghum squared up, boom, left hook up the top. That's what changed this fight. That's the reason the bully got the decision.
And you see the emotion for the man who's now the mandatory at 168 pounds in the WBA division. There he is, Bek the bully. We gotta move him. Everybody wants to talk to him. Ramat, everybody in Uzbekistan, as the whole country was awake, having breakfast with the bully. They see him get his hand raised. This is what Go the Boy Fight Night's all about. Giving these young men an opportunity to shine. And look at the final punches. Both of them just throwing over 400 punches as Bek landing 42 to Fulghum's 38%. All right, final fight card. Of course, the main event won by Bek. It was Eric Priest looking stellar against Luis Gutierrez. He got the decision. Joshua Edwards with the KO. The Olympian's now 2-0. Post-Pacheco got the decision. And then 19-year-old Caden Griffiths, who's in the same gym as Bek, got a fantastic KO. And there's Bek with his manager, Alik, walking out. And he had to earn every single bit of that. Because in the military service that he has in Uzbekistan, he puts on that beret every single time. That's part of the deal. When you're a national figure like that, everybody's on your side, and you gained a lot more fans tonight. And you see the emotion on his face. That is 12 hard rounds of a fight that wasn't going to be easy. Neither fighter said it was going to be easy. And there's a reason Vegas had almost a 50-50 fight. Back here at ringside, Beth the Brand and Sergio Mora to wrap this up. Sergio, this was fun, but the moment of the night wasn't about Bek, right? You love this 19-year-old named Caden Griffiths.
Yeah, I think I repeated myself how special he was. So let me change it. Talented, gifted, great. I love what I saw. This was excellent, man, because look, when we're watching on television, I don't know if it shows what I'm watching up close. Everything was sharp. Everything was strong. Everything was responsible. The technique was there. You normally don't see this from young fighters that are only 4-5-0. Shots like that, one-punch knockouts. Beautiful shot. Tough Mexican that he had in front of him. Griffith took care of business. This kid's gonna be special. This kid has a star in the making.
Absolutely, 19-year-old Caden Griffiths. You love him, he's special. I love how you went and got the thesaurus. Very nice there, very nice. Go and get that. Where does Bek go from here? Of course he's the mandatory, but he showed that there's still a little bit of wrinkles in him. He still needs to get a little bit better if he wants to get the championship.
Beto, you know, there's always wrinkles in every fighter, but I like the wrinkles that he ironed out. He doesn't lunge in anymore.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of changes that happened in Melikuziev once he got knocked out. That's what we wanted to see. He got back to this title, Eliminator. He's back on top. This is what we expected from Melikuziev.
All right, let's look at the highlights from our main event. DFG, Bek the Bully, a fight that was in the making for a while. They both knew it was going to happen eventually. They fought on the same card 3 different times. Tonight, they fought each other in 7th round. That's when Bek had a point deducted, but he answered.
Yeah, but you know what? I think Thomas Taylor made the right decision deducting him here because there was hard warnings leading before that. I hate to see the point deduction come back and haunt a fighter, but it wasn't the point deduction. It was a knockdown in the end. Melikuziev deserved this fight, deserved this decision. He outfought Darius Fulghum, landing clean shots like that. Fulghum will come right back, man. You gotta give it to DFG. That moniker, it suits him right. Destined for greatness. He came up short tonight, but he came up short against a very tough and determined fighter in Melikuziev. But like you said, I would love to see this fight again, but you said it earlier, Beto. He's destined for a title shot now.
DFG, he might have lost, but he made a lot of fans. He learned a lot. It's only going to make him better at the 168-pound division. Now, this was very, very entertaining. We loved it. So this is the one where you got to go and tell friends, like, man, make sure you watch this one. So much action going back and forth. The 168-pound division. Of course, Canelo's on top, but Bek moving up. DFG's knocking down that door. A lot of young fighters, like Darius even said, I'll fight Berlanga. Bek said, I'll fight anybody. It's an interesting division, Sergio.
And tomorrow we're going to see another former champion, Caleb Plant, fighting against Charlo. So, yeah, we got Christian and Billy. We got Edgar Berlanga. Yep. We got a lot of fighters in that division, red hot. You could throw that name in the mix now.
Definitely, and both of them put on a heck of a show for you, the fans here. All right, of course, Canelo on top. You mentioned Billy. Diego Pacheco is another fighter who's going to be fighting in July. Munguia, Bruno, Lester Martinez right there. These 2 guys that we saw tonight, they could definitely be in that mix.
You know what? They're going to be towards the end of that. But, yeah, absolutely. I mean, both of them won tonight. Fringe contenders, yes, they are now. But, yeah, we know who the top dog in this division. For how long? We don't know. But, yeah, this is a red-hot division right now.
Oh, you just keep on climbing, do the job, and do the work. All right, so it's a good night of action here in Las Vegas. The spot where Sergio Mora had his last professional fight. Did you win?
I did win.
You surely did win. Great job by everybody in the production truck. You were fantastic tonight. Made everything super easy. That's a wrap from Las Vegas for the Land Stake champ Sergio Mora, Brandy Forrest, and the rest of the Golden Boy Fight Night crew. I'm Beto Duran saying good night. Have a great weekend.